Happy Friday, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Thank you for being here. It's a little bit drizzly out there this morning, but be careful. On the roads, it's like that, just a little enough to drive you crazy. Happy Friday, as I've already said. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, executive producer of the program. We are Ben and Woods. How are you, Paulie?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, joins us as well. Benjamin, how are you, bud?
I'm okay. It seems like it's been a really long week for a short week.
It's been pretty excruciating, to be
Every
honest
time.
with you.
I guess the last one would have probably been in President's Day, maybe. We were off on a Monday, but every time we have a Monday off or I guess a Friday off and it's that short 4-day week, it always seems so much longer.
It's so much longer. It's been the longest week of the year for me so far. I don't really know why. Just been the way that it is.
No wins doesn't help.
No wins doesn't help. But, I said it last night on our Gold member stream. My mental health used to get really affected by this baseball team. And I noticed that I was tired. And I noticed that I was stressed this week. But it wasn't because of the Padres. It wasn't. It was, which is a nice feeling. Like, I care a lot. But I'm not going to let it. Because I'm seeing, man, it's 4-game losing streak. Bro, I am seeing some of the most panic I've ever seen. And I can understand it's a bad offense, and we'll talk about it. But Uncle Teddy, I thought yesterday on the roundtable, I thought he summed it up pretty nicely. And I was thinking about Uncle Teddy driving in. We talked about him on our Gold member stream last night. People in the chat already, oh, my God, what a treat that was for Uncle Teddy. And I thought to myself, Woodsy, you feel not great. You're not at the top of your game. Uncle Teddy Leitner, 100% all the time, always on. You ever seen him off? Like, have you ever seen Uncle Teddy not be the most dynamic, incredible storyteller that you've ever heard of all time? I mean, he's always on. And so I'm driving in this morning going, oh, God, I got nothing. And I go, bro, just shut up and just go channel your inner Uncle Teddy and be on. You have a job to do. You have an audience to entertain. Go be on. Uncle Teddy would never drive into work and go, I got nothing. He'd just tell a story. So it was awesome, man. I got to sit right next to him.
What would Uncle Teddy do?
What would Uncle Teddy do? He's just incredible. Incredible.
He's the best.
The storytelling yesterday, as it always is, was just through the roof. I don't think I said 10 words. Ben would ask me a question and be like, don't ask me.
I actually tried to skip you a couple of times because I felt like you were.
I was also almost asleep.
You were just enjoying Uncle Teddy, so I was not desperate to get back to you a bunch of times during the hour.
Well, like I said, man, we hear everybody's opinion on that panel every day on their show and on the roundtable. I didn't want to hear from them yesterday. I just wanted to listen to Uncle Teddy. And I think the next time he comes in for the roundtable, I'm sorry, but I think it's just going to be you and him, or just him. Just give him a mic. Teddy, you got an hour. Go. And he could do it in a heartbeat. He would not miss a beat, would he? Talking about almost slapping the actor Jackie Mason for staring at his wife in a delicatessen. Just walking right up to him and go, what's your problem? You're leering at my wife. Oh, yeah, she's beautiful. He's like, yeah, I know. He's so good. He's so
I know,
good.
moron.
He's been through it, man. He's seen some rough baseball, and him laughing, just being like, really? 4 games? Oh, okay. Like, so again, a little bit of perspective for Padres fans out there.
Yes, and he it just always makes me feel better to see him.
Always, man.
When he comes in.
Always. The stories he tells, too, I said it last night. It's a foregone era. It's an era that's never coming back. An era really where, like you said, Teddy was more famous than the guys that played on the baseball team. Teddy had more sway in this town than any of those guys. Teddy could look at a player and go, I'll be here long after you're gone. That's a foregone era. Teddy said last night or yesterday, oh, I used to get heat all the time. All the time. The ownership would be furious at me. They'd call me in. My bosses would be mad at TV and radio. I'd just get hammered. And I thought to myself, yeah, they wouldn't let that fly anymore either. You say something, you're fired, right? You're out. We don't want this guy. Get him out of here. There's no more of that gravitas, for people in his position. So he's just incredible to be around. You want to soak up as much of Uncle Teddy as you can. And he did it all, man. He did it all. It was great. I loved it.
That was just part of my insanely long day yesterday. I talked about it a little bit on the live stream. It was not what I was expecting, but I had one of those days where the moment I left my house about 4:35 a.m. yesterday until I went to bed at about 11:30 last night.
Holy cow, dude.
It was just,
that's old school, Ben, dude.
It was just going the whole time. One thing to the next. Our show, roundtable. And then I thought I had a simple day at work. I was going up to do a story on the NCAA golf championships, which get underway today at La Costa. I'm going to a golf course.
This is a dream.
I'm going to a resort to do my work today. This is going to be great. But I get up there and I find out that they're going to need me to come back and anchor the news. Unfortunately, Kimberly had to call out. So
was it?
I don't know. Probably, yes. I didn't talk to her. I hope everything is fine with her and her cat. We talked about that yesterday. That's why I filled in the day before. So I get back and a lot of driving, shoot my story, but hopefully it'll air today. And then I'm anchoring the 4, the 5, the 6. And then as soon as I'm done with the 6,
live stream.
It's right into the live stream. And then after that was done, I had to finish up and get ready for the 11, which we taped a little bit early. I got home about 9:45. I had a long Peloton streak going, so I got on and did a short ride, showered, dinner, and by the time that was all done, it was like after 11 o'clock. And I was like, man, I did not even stop to take a breath.
To smell
all
the
day
roses.
long. Yeah, it was a long one yesterday.
Yeah, I had a horribly long day as well, but mine was a lot more positive than that. I wasn't stuck in an office, but I was extremely busy. I was on the phone all day, trying to work out fields and things like that. I think we might have come to a resolution, which is great. But I'm, we're slammed all weekend. We've got our Little League team party today from Bo's minor B kid pitch team. And so we're going to go to one of the houses now. It's a swim party. And Hannah says, you can't swim. And I go, well, why can't I swim? It's a swim party. She goes, it's for the kids. I was like, yeah, but I'm their coach. I can't. You're telling me I got to go over there and I have to small talk and I don't get to swim?
You want to swim.
Of course. Who doesn't want to swim? Any chance every time you say GL pools, I'm like, damn it, I wish I had a pool.
I didn't know this about you.
I love swimming.
Who love swimming?
Who doesn't like swimming?
I mean, I like swimming, but
like
it's not
cannonballing in around all the kids and stuff.
I'm not making plans to do it necessarily. It's more of a opportunity thing rather than a. Really, you're that into swimming.
Well, this isn't. I don't break into people's backyards and I don't need it that bad. Where like, oh, you're out of town, I'm gonna go swimming. But I love to swim.
Okay,
and so I don't ever really get a chance to, and so it's a team swim party, and we had one. I went to a birthday party last week. They had a pool, and I go, "Can I?" She goes, "No, it's for the kids." And I go, "Well, then why am I going?" She's like, "Well, you're the coach.
There should be room for everybody in the pool. Why is it just for the kids?
Why is it just for the kids? I don't really understand. I can't jump in and like cannonball all around them and have a good time. I don't know. I like to swim. Mine wants to know if my gym has a pool. Yeah, it does have a pool, but it's usually filled with elderly people swimming. So I can't go. I'm in there to do laps, right? I can't go have fun and cut loose so I don't know what to do. So now I just have to stand there and all right, you guys have fun. I'll just be here. It's a pool, right? It's not like Dominic says, it's not a bouncy house. Now that I would understand. But is it weird that the coach is in the
what are you doing in the pool? Swimming, but you're not swimming laps. You're just.
What do you mean?
What are you doing in the pool? Are you trying to just sit like?
I'm throwing kids around.
Okay, so you're
tomfoolery.
All right. You're roughhousing
and
horseplay.
Holding the kids overhead, 1, 2, 3, throw them into the water. Right here, catch the football, jump in. Like that's what I'm doing.
Are you worried that someone's going to get hurt and you're going to be responsible for said injury?
Not really. I mean, I'm not going to hurt them, but I think
you have to make sure you don't throw them against the side.
That would be
bad.
Now, something just popped in my head. I'm obviously the parent of one of those children, and I'm their coach. Now, would it be weird if all the parents were in the pool? I think the answer to that is yes.
Would be very weird.
Of course. I think that would be weird. So maybe that just made sense in my head. Like, why you, not just you in there is weird. And then all of us, what if we were all in there together? I'd be like, all right, well, now we're talking about a whole different
special
party.
dispensation because
I'm the coach. Yeah.
The coach gets in with everybody, but the rest of the parents,
Yeah.
they can't all be in the pool.
I know. That would be weird.
I mean, you get to a certain age, and your job is to stand around the edge of the pool, maybe have an iced tea and some snacks.
It's a North County party.
Spritzer.
It will be
Spindrift.
It'll be a Spindrift, or what's the other one? LaCroix.
Yeah.
Went to that party last week. I've said it before. I've been to, call it, in the 15 years I've lived here, I've been to, call it 75 birthday parties for little kids. Never once have I seen a real soda. Never once have I seen a Sprite or a Coke or a Cherry Coke or a Dr. Pepper. Never once.
So true.
No parent wants to be the one's like, all right, we got the real Sprite over here. Everyone is like, no, we drink LaCroix.
If you brought real soda, like non-sugar-free regular soda, to a North County kids party,
you'd be ostracized.
They would consider it would be like you're trying to poison people.
They would,
dude.
They would.
Are you trying to kill us?
Like, dude, they'd be like, look, who is this hillbilly that just showed up with a 12-pack of real Sprite? Paulie, you can't find it. Yeah. Oh, look who's here. You can't find it. It doesn't exist at a North County baseball party, birthday party, really anything. I mean,
there might be a Diet Coke hiding somewhere for
deep
someone.
In the fridge for someone. But
deep somewhere. That's about it. That's your only option.
Hey, listen, I've tried really hard to not drink soda. I've tried really hard to enjoy LaCroix. I do not enjoy LaCroix. I like it.
LaCroix.
It tastes like, it's so
awful.
It's just every time I do it. I was at this party last week, and I go, do you have water? He goes, oh yeah, I got the sparkling. I go, do you have still water? He goes, yeah, give me a minute. Goes inside, brings me a glass of ice and water from the faucet.
Oh my God.
And because you're not going to find a bottle of water up there either. That's against the law.
I will agree with you. Sparkling water is just unpleasant.
It's unreal.
It's unpleasant.
So we have that tonight. So I got to come up with all my superlatives for the kids. Heart and hustle, blah, blah, blah. So I got to do that when I get home today. And then I think we're going to go to the Little League fields tomorrow because they have the championships. All the championship teams are playing. My boy Vance, who's on my other team, his team's in the championship. So I'm going to go watch him play. And I want to give a shout out to my man, Andy Burris, the ELL Reds, playing for the Minor A Championship Saturday night. So probably going to stick around and watch some baseball on Saturday. So I'll be at the fields. I got baseball practice Saturday as well. So it's going to be baseball weekend for me and watching the Padres and hopefully get some dubs.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Still have a chance to finish with a winning month of May if they can sweep the series. I think they are 500 if they take 2 out of 3 from the Washington Nationals.
Yep. This Jay Mojica says, come to the South Bay. It's the exact opposite. We don't have that crap at our parties. Do you have any idea how much I would like to come to a birthday party at your house?
Oh, I bet it's
incredible. Way more fun. So yeah, it'll be fine. I guess I won't swim against my better judge. I mean, I really would like to go swimming, but it's fine. I guess I don't have to. It's part of being an adult. You have to sacrifice and give up a lot of fun.
Will you even wear your bathing suit?
No, I'll probably just wear joggers and joggers and a t-shirt like I always do.
What about hot tub?
No, that's creepy. Just the coach in the hot tub. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so it's going to be like a big potluck. And
hey, Braxton, is your mom around?
Send her in. Yeah, that's what I will be doing tonight. I'm looking forward to it. Good kids, and it's weird, man. Like this is like the last time. This is the last time I'll see a lot of them. Not I'll see them, but like this is the last time we get to hang out. We've spent a lot of time together over the last few months, so it'll be fun. I wonder if maybe they'll push their coach in the pool. That'd be a fun bit, but I got to make sure all my stuff's out of my pocket.
Right.
Is
that your pathway to swimming?
Wasn't me.
I didn't.
Pushed me in the pool.
Just going to be walking around. Boy, it'd really suck if any of these kids pushed me into the pool.
Don't push me in the pool, guys. Yeah, I'm excited to do that. And then, what time's the game today?
3:45.
Yeah, so we're the Nationals Our team was the Nationals, and we're going to be watching at the house, the Padres.
Cheering
Nationals.
against the Nationals.
Cheering against the Nationals, but also for the ELL Nationals. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
I mean,
we got a long way to go still.
Let me tell you, I was at a delicatessen one time, and
there we go.
Jackie Mason was staring at my wife, and I walked up to him and I said, "Hey, bud, what's your problem?" And I almost knocked his teeth down his throat. So it was pretty cool. Funny thing is Uncle Teddy's telling that story yesterday, and I had to search my brain for Jackie Mason, and then you said Caddyshack 2,
Yeah,
and
he said, I almost beat him up, and I go, why, for Caddyshack 2?
It was
and that may be
the worst movie of all time.
That may be the biggest separation between sequel and original movie, because Caddyshack 2 is such a horrifically bad
Have
movie.
you even seen it, Paulie?
No.
It is
did not have any interest.
It is the diarrhea of film is what it is. It is the worst movie you've ever seen.
I mean,
there's not a lot of good sports sequels.
They hired Jackie Mason presumably to be the Rodney Dangerfield of the movie, but Jackie Mason is so far from the legendary Rodney Dangerfield, it just makes you sad to watch Caddyshack 2. It truly is a depressing experience, and it's a comedy. It's a comedy, but it really is just like an hour and 40 minutes of a depressing experience that you go, how could the first movie be so legendarily good and this one be so incredibly awful?
Like I said, it's diarrhea. I mean, it is it's such a horrible piece of dung. You can't. I remember being a kid and be like, and when you're a kid, you like kind of dumb movies. You don't care.
Sequels, you already know the characters.
Care.
You love sequels because you don't have to pay attention. You already know everything. But it was so bad.
You want to gouge your eyes out. So Jackie Mason was the star of it, and that's the guy that Uncle Teddy. Now, I guess in Jackie Mason's defense, Jackie Mason's about 5'3", I think, from what I can tell. Uncle Teddy would have mopped the floor with him. But yeah, man, just another great experience yesterday on the round table.
Thinking about Caddyshack 2 just had me like, it flashed right into my brain. Probably the earliest red flag in my relationship with my wife. I should have seen it coming as soon as she told me this. She prefers.
I know this about her.
Yeah, you know where I'm going?
Yep, I do. And it's actually stunning, and maybe cause for at least like trial separation for a week.
Yeah. Happy 6th anniversary tomorrow, babe, by the way.
My bad. Happy anniversary.
She prefers Major League 3 Back to the Minors over
the original.
One and even 2, I guess, but over the original.
Back to the Minors.
And I go,
right?
I thought I was like on drugs. I go, wait, what did you just say?
You're like enough with the bits.
That one's, you think the third one
one's the best.
Is better than the first one. What is wrong with you, woman?
I can barely remember the third one.
Neither.
Who's the star of it? It's not Tom Berenger, is it? Is he in it?
Or I think he may be a minor role, but Dennis Haysbert's in there.
Corbin Burns is like the manager now or something. He goes back. I maybe saw it once. I can barely remember it.
Even 2 wasn't that good.
Well, switching out Wesley Snipes for Omar Epps, that didn't work for me. That was
Back
a
to
problem.
the Minors. Yep, that is rough.
Dennis Haysbert, Walton Goggins is in it.
Yeah, Walt Goggins, crazy. Corbin Burnson, Scott Bakula is in it. So yeah, just a dump. That's a dump.
Yeah, Roger Dorn's the owner.
Yep, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
That's Corbin Burnson, not Corbin Burns. Corbin Burns.
What did I
is
say?
The pitcher. I said Corbin Burns.
Oh yeah, Corbin Burns.
Corbin Burnson
for the Diamondbacks, right? Yeah. So that was that, but it was awesome. If you missed it, you can go back and listen to it. But he regales you with all kinds of good stories.
We'll probably revisit a couple of those topics as well, because Padres taking on the Nationals, and people will, of course, relitigate the Juan Soto trade for the Padres, because C.J. Abrams and James Wood. Yeah, we absolutely have to.
Why? Why do we have to?
We don't have to.
I mean, it's been 4 years.
Just be aware that if we get to any slow moments this morning,
that you're going to go back and relitigate the trade.
Like there might be.
I feel like I might turn your mic down.
Why does every sports radio personality? Why do we always have to go back?
No, what bothers me is that it feels like every time I run into someone, they always seem to say, "Boy, I wish we still had C.J. Abrams and James Wood." And which then implies that, okay, then you're wishing we never made the Juan Soto trade. Go back in time and undo the Juan Soto trade.
What are we doing?
He's doing it by
he's doing it.
She's trying to explain why we shouldn't do it, and
by
he's
doing it.
And I'm just equally as upset right now.
I lament the fact that Renee Sadlow wanted to French kiss me on the bus, and I didn't do it. I lament that. It was 38 something years ago.
Really?
I lament that. Think about it.
You didn't. That's surprising to me.
So I told you this story. So hot. She was an 8th grader. I was in 7th grade. And she really liked me. But then, this is not a joke. Somebody told her I was in the Boy Scouts, and she didn't like me. I wasn't in the Boy Scouts. I wasn't in the Boy Scouts. I missed a whole summer.
How do you combat that sort of rumor when it gets around about you?
Is there a worse rumor they could make up about you? Not to her. Oh, yeah, I liked him, but I found out he's in the Boy Scouts. I'm like, me? I've never been in the Boy Scouts.
No, I mean, I'm prepared, but I'm not in the Boy Scouts.
Not alert. Trust me, I'm very, very prepared, Renee. But nope.
And that's it.
Yeah, I lament that. I do not lament James Wood. I don't.
Hot 8th grader was interested in 7th graded Stephen Woods, and it all ended because she heard a false rumor that you were a Boy Scout.
I remember a buddy told me, like, bro, she's out. Why? Because you're a Boy Scout. But I'm not. Me? My dad's taking me to Boy Scouts, the least like outdoorsy people on the planet. No.
Did you try to get it spread the rumor that you're not in the Boy Scouts?
Just at that point,
see if it would get back to her.
Now listen, man, this is summer.
Your rep was already
my
damaged.
rep was done. In her mind, she saw me, in my little
right
ascot or with scarf thing. Yeah, 100%. Me and my dad out there.
Your Pinewood Derby car.
Now, that's something I lament. I do not lament trades that are already done and gone and everybody's moved on. I really don't. There's nothing I can do about it.
I wish everybody would move on. That's my point. I want everybody to move on.
Why don't you be the example? Be the change that you see.
To move on.
Then be the change that you see.
No one will listen to me.
Woodsy just walking around door to door.
Hey,
hello, ma'am. I'm selling popcorn for troop number 69. Would you be interested?
Troop number 69.
What was your Eagle Scout project?
Nothing. I never was a Boy Scout. And boy, for whatever reason, man, that just was a complete turnoff to her. I was like, this sucks. Like, if you're going to get me for, because my braces
got you.
If you're going to get me because like my braces look nerdy or my hair is bad, like that I can change. I wasn't a Boy Scout. There's no reason.
Somebody started a rumor, and that's one of the sickest, cruelest pranks you can pull on somebody.
It cost me a whole summer, Paulie. Let me tell you something.
How old was this?
I was in 7th. She was in 8th. Going into 9th, I was going into 8th. It cost me a whole summer of only God knows what.
That's some valuable making out time for a 13-year-old.
By the way, both my parents worked. So let me tell you, like, I think about it all the time. So yeah.
Do you have any idea who outed you?
No idea. Somebody on the bus told her, oh, he's a Boy Scout. Oh, he is disgusting.
They knew that would be a turnoff right away.
I just don't know where. Maybe they confused me with somebody else. I have no idea, but I never was.
Like, that's next level.
Somebody in Texas might have found that attractive. Oh, he's a Boy Scout. Nice.
My wife in the chat says, well, she's 84 now, so.
Oh, man. Hannah from the top row.
She's so good.
All right. Well,
so
let's take our first time out. Let's apologize to all the actual Boy Scouts who
I'm very
sorry out there.
It wasn't about you.
Slander. That was unintentional this morning. We will set the menu for the Friar Friday edition of Ben and Woods, including our management report. We'll let you know who our special guest. We have now confirmed it. We couldn't confirm it yesterday. Can confirm our special guest for the management report coming up in our 8 o'clock hour. We'll tell you who it is when we come back with Ben and Woods.
84 years.
So good.
On San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, San Diego, of course, an incredible place to live, but let's be honest, it's not getting any cheaper. Housing, healthcare, taxes, groceries, it all adds up. And when people start thinking about retirement, one fear rises to the top. What if my money doesn't last? That's where Trajan Wealth comes in. TRAJAN Wealth.com. Trajan Wealth's fiduciary advisors help people build retirement strategies designed for today's reality. Here, factoring in inflation, market uncertainty, and the real cost of living in San Diego. They take the time to understand your goals, your situation, your comfort level, because no two retirements look the same. Trajan Wealth has offices at Liberty Station, Carlsbad, and Del Mar, and they work with people who want confidence, not constant financial stress. So if this has been on your mind, and it probably has been, start with a conversation. Just call 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1, or take a few minutes online at trajanwealth.com. Trajan Wealth, plan smarter, dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at trajanwealth.com.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
so let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
it's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee hurts.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort. Now open.
It's brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Coming up on the program today, we'll probably have to get more into the early labor talks between players and owners. You don't want to do that either. You don't want to do anything.
How did you know? Did my face tell a story?
It was the look that you gave me.
No, we'll keep you guys updated on that. It's super exciting.
Owners gave their first proposal to players one day after the players handed their first proposal to owners. And not surprisingly, but certainly not good news, the owners have asked for a hard salary cap and floor, something that players have been adamantly against from the beginning of time.
Yeah, don't want their earning power limited.
Right. And if owners stick with their hard-held beliefs and players stick with their beliefs, then we are heading toward a lockout and potentially missed baseball in 2027. The only way that that will be avoided is if one side or the other budges on their hard, and fast beliefs of what they think of a salary cap.
Yeah, which is always great for a sport that is thriving and vibrant. When you can stop down entirely and alienate all sorts of hardworking people, I think you have to take that chance every time, don't you? People that have shown up to the ballparks, plunk their hard-earned money down. Anytime you can put a stop to that, when the ratings are through the roof, you got to do it.
I find
that was sarcasm, by the way, for those listening that don't get sarcasm.
I got it.
I know you did.
I guess the thing that I hate about, we all hate CBA talks. That's not why we watch baseball. But I think we understand why they are necessary.
Sure.
One side just can't dictate to the other. That's how it used to be. Owners just said, yeah, reserve clause. Yeah, we signed you and we've got you forever and we can pay you basically minimum wage for the rest of your life. And then obviously things got better and they started free agency and players started making a lot more money. And you have to, but at some point you have to be stubborn and take a stand.
Yeah.
Whether it's with a strike, lockout, that's how these things change. But I hate when the only way you can get what you want is by being stubborn. I'm not a big believer that being stubborn solves a lot of things.
It lends some weight to it, right? Because again, I watched yesterday just a little clip, and I'm going to go back and listen to the entire thing. Behind the Smoke, which I love. They've really gotten into baseball, and they're having all these really good baseball guests on, and it's Matt Barnes and.
Yes.
Matt Barnes and another guy, and I can't remember. I apologize because he's good too. They had Dave Winfield on.
All the Smoke with Matt Barnes and Steven
Jackson. He's great. God, how did I forget that? They had Dave Winfield on, who was awesome. And he was talking about that. They asked him, kind of about labor. And he goes, man, when I was a rookie, I made $15,000 a year. He goes, that's what we made. He goes, get into the big leagues, $35,000 a year, right? And he's like, the highest paid players make about 50. And you see what these guys make now. And those guys looked at him and they go, oh, so you were really playing for the love of the game back then. And I know people want to go back to that for some reason, right? But you think about the best 1% of the 1% of the 1%. The people that you travel down, you sit in traffic, you buy tickets, you buy expensive merch and hot dogs and beer to go watch the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. Yeah, man, you're worth more than $35K a year or whatever would be commensurate with $35K a year now. The bubble will burst at some point. I don't know when it will be. I don't see either side here really bending on this one. This one feels really dire to me.
And let's be clear. I certainly believe that baseball players, their talent, their uniqueness, not everybody can do that. Does anybody think that the 30 baseball owners are the 30 smartest and most savvy business people in America?
I think they're pretty smart.
Some of them are. Some of them have just inherited money. Some of them got lucky on a stock or an investment, and it went through the roof. But if you're telling me which side is drawing in the fans and deserves more of the pie, I mean, I'm always going to say it really is the players is what makes sense to me. Do the owners take on some risk? Sure. There's no guarantee that franchise values always go up, that, ticket sales are always going to go higher. So there is some risk there. And I
would be curious to know, just on that note, like what franchises in at least the major sports aren't increasing in value.
Right.
I mean, they all have for
is there any single team?
Few decades now.
Yeah.
It's been a really good investment.
Yep.
But again, nothing's ever guaranteed forever in life. So there is some risk involved, but it's been an incredibly good investment for the owners.
Rain. So this is what you're going to see. You're going to see comments like this. And Rain Dog, I'm not singling you out as a wrong comment. You're absolutely right. He says, I think they're overpaid. It's a game. And I think you're going to see more of that coming out in this negotiation maybe than the last one. And my answer to that, not even really a counter, but just kind of my answer is, yes, there are overpaid players. We know that. Absolutely, there are overpaid players. There are massively underpaid players as well. And does it even out somewhere in the middle? Like they always say, baseball will even out in the long run. Does that even out as well? I don't know. I don't know if the disparity is so big, but I do know, man, we talked before during the last one. And I said, you know what? If I was an owner and I paid a guy $140 million and Anthony Rendon, and he's like, I don't want to play baseball. It sucks, dude. Stroking that check for $25 million a year to a guy that's like, I don't even want to be here. But at the end of the day, I made that decision. I made that decision. I didn't have to give him that money. I didn't have to. That's on me as the business owner. I made a horrible, horrible investment.
Yeah.
And it went south. That's a risk I take. Right. And so that's kind of how where I stand on it.
We will talk more about the details of what was proposed and what we'll know chance
get through.
come into play as the final agreement. Neither side's first pitch is going to be the one that is going to be agreed by the other side.
Sounds good.
But ultimately, my point is, we know that someone is going to cave and not. Either the owners will cave and there won't be a salary cap, or the players will cave and there will. The other option is they are stubborn forever and baseball will never be played again. And no one makes any money and no one gets to go to baseball games anymore.
Yeah.
And my guess is that everyone in the entire Major League Baseball community thinks, well, that would be dumb.
Yeah.
Like we have a pretty good thing going here. Shall we just ruin it forever and ever because we're all stubborn? So yes, you are going to have to compromise at the end.
You run the risk.
The question is when, though. And to me, it always makes sense. Why don't we do it before we tick off all of our customers, our fans, by losing games and canceling seasons and World Series, but they didn't do it in 1994 and they paid the price for it. Did they learn those lessons?
At the end of the day, it's going to, Paulie said it yesterday, I do believe this, and I saw this sentiment a lot on Twitter is, hey, man, the owners are going to make out just fine. Players are going to make out just fine. The fans are going to be the one that bear the brunt of this for emotional distress and then eventually financial distress.
Right.
Everything's going to go up.
Threat of no baseball. Losing games. And then when the games come back, everything's going to just be more expensive.
That's right.
Yeah, we don't have a union. The fan union is not represented.
Pretty good idea.
People have
have they tried it?
Done it before.
Oh my God, what if you could pick one person, you can call them the biggest fan.
Wow.
Right.
And then they could be the biggest fan and then head up the fan union.
Yeah.
We could run that contest for 9 months.
Here's a great idea. Why don't players get paid half as much, owners make half as much, and everything costs half as much when you go to the games?
Deal.
Love that idea.
Deal.
That's not going to come into play, though. So we'll talk some Padres baseball coming up in our 7 o'clock hour. Don't do this. And then Darren Smith will join us. We are on the doorstep of the biggest sporting event in the world.
Indeed.
Starting here in just a couple of weeks, the World Cup. Get his thoughts, and he has, of course, some Padres thoughts as well on the offensive struggles. Steven Sousa Jr., the hitting coach, as everybody in San Diego does. Darren, though, has a bit of an experienced perspective to things that we always appreciate. He will join us on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better. And then in our 8 o'clock hour, it is a management report Friday. And this week, we will be joined by a special assistant to the general manager by the name of Bud Black.
Yeah.
Yes, Buddy's going to be with us at 8:35. Unless he'd like to join us for Take on Woods, which we know is his favorite segment. And then he can come in a little bit early and join us at 8:20 and
Buddy's
play
tier
against
one.
Woods.
He might be listening right now.
So, yeah.
Buddy, if you want to play Take on Woods.
We got a music category today. I think you got a chance in this one against Woods.
He could play for a listener.
He could play for one of the tier ones to qualify for the grand prize. So that'll be in our 8 o'clock hour. 9 o'clock hour, probably going to keep it light. Randall report, maybe some topic wheel, and we can look ahead to the series against the Washington Nationals. Okay, we're going to keep it fairly light. We're going to be on fumes by the time we get to the 9 o'clock hour.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, this is a good point by David. No, if player salaries were artificially depressed by 50% tomorrow, so you made 30, you make 15 now. There's not an owner in the game who's cutting ticket and concession prices by a penny. It's true. There's the greed is out of control.
It's not. I mean, you can call it greed, which is fine, but it's also economics. Why would you, if I'm willing to pay $100 for a Padres ticket, and I know that the game's probably going to be sold out, why would you charge me $50 for that ticket then?
Because I appreciate you. That's why. That's exactly why.
But I'm willing to pay $100. I've already shown you.
No, I love you. I appreciate you.
Over
$50.
again
That's
that I'm
$50.
willing to pay $100.
No, you're
now,
good.
if the stadium was half empty, yes, then at that point you might need to charge less. But when the stadium is full every single day, why on earth would I be cutting my prices?
Yeah,
that's economics, not necessarily greed, but that's how it works.
Yeah, I see more and more just in the world today. There are so many stupid things that you can pay a ton of money for that you're just you're going, why? Who's doing this?
Right.
But as obviously people are, and as long as people are going to send their money over for something that we all think is kind of ridiculous, those things are going to still be available.
Well, and the David says the notion that players are overpaid is only possible to believe if you don't understand economics in any way whatsoever. I see the comparison to the NBA, and I see the comparison to the NHL, and I see the comparison to the NFL. And I don't think you can throw a blanket over it and go, Well, they're sports, so that should be the way that these are. They're different in the different entities entirely with a different fan base and a lot more games and all. It's different. It's different. I don't think you can throw a blanket over just because it's sport. It should have a salary cap. LeBron James is underpaid, right? Michael Jordan was underpaid. Tom Brady was underpaid. That's not good. That's not good. That's not a good thing at the end of the day. And so that's what they're going to be trying to hammer out.
Well, coming up, I will tell you how I think this comes to an end. I don't know when it's going to come to an end, but I'll predict the agreement that will eventually be reached. We'll also talk some Padres. Do we expect a move to be made of some sort today? We talked about it a little bit on the roundtable. Give you our thoughts again coming up after a check of traffic. Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. It's Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com.
San Diego, the 805 northbound at the 15 split. Your morning drive is clear past the 8 into Balboa Avenue. No backups or delays to report. Your Friday. I'm Fonseca with San Diego traffic.
Brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort Starlight Pool Parties. Make Sundays your summer escape at Hamul Casino Resort Starlight Pool Parties. Enjoy rooftop views, live DJs, cocktails, cabanas, and poolside vibes all season long. Enjoy Sunday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Hamul Casino Resort.
So just quickly, in the owner's initial proposal yesterday, they offered to split revenues 50-50 with players. Man, that sounds fair, doesn't it? Now, they didn't define what revenues are. There's a lot underneath that would need to be negotiated, but that was their starting point, which leads me to believe that, players eventually could negotiate a higher, maybe much higher percentage of the revenue, 55, 60%. The way that I think this ends, owners get their salary cap, current players, like for the next, 3 to 5 years, get such a high percentage of the revenues that they're all going to do really, really well. And then the people who will pay for it will be the future baseball players, the ones 6 to 10 years down the line who then have to accept that salary cap that's already in place and won't be going away. And then the owners will start to chip away and they'll know, hey, if I just hold on to this team for 10, 15 years, cost certainty, or my value is going to skyrocket because of that's how business works. So they are willing to probably give up a lot now to get that salary cap that's going to look better for them down the road.
Yeah, the players are going to have to really be united in this, Ben, because as you made a point earlier off the air, we hear from players, and Dave Winfield was thanking Dusty Baker, and he was thanking the guys that came before him for setting it up better for him. It wasn't perfect, but they made it better for him. Manny's talked about it a lot. I got to do right by the next generation. They get mad when players sign under market deals because it hurts everybody. I'll be honest with you. I've felt that way about radio for a long time. I think there are people in this town that were insanely talented that signed really, really bad deals, and that hurts me, and that hurts Ben, that hurts Paulie, and that's not right. And anytime you're in a situation where you're under contract, it's a terrible thing. Like, well, we can get him for half, and it's like, right. Yeah, but he's half as good.
He set the market,
he set the market, and so. What's going to happen? You have to make it so lucrative for the guys now that they're like, yeah, we're willing to look past those guys down the road.
But a salary cap structure is fundamentally different. So when Manny Machado sets the new market and gets more under a salary cap system, he's then taking away from everybody else because there's a limited pool of money to pay players. So, now the players who are the good ones, quote unquote, are the ones who take a little less, so their teammates can have more and their team can do better.
Sure.
Talk about the guys in the NBA who get maxed out. We all know superstars like Giannis and LeBron would be making way more than whatever the max is now, 660, whatever it is, in a free market system. But they have to take less than they're worth, so other players can stay under the salary cap, and that's what would come to baseball if it ever came to pass that the owners got their salary cap.
All right, brass tacks. Do you want a salary cap in baseball?
I think it works fairly well in professional sports in terms of making the teams who run their organizations well and are smart tend to be the ones that are going to thrive. It doesn't mean that everybody's going to win, because that never is going to happen.
No.
You're still going to have dumb teams that don't do it well, but I do like the idea that it's not just the richest teams that are the ones that are always going to do it well, that there can be smart teams as well that compete with the bigger markets.
So what's your answer?
Yeah, I kind of want one.
Okay.
I want it to be a big one. I want players to have plenty of money, but I think ultimately it'll be better for the sport. Like the NFL, Green Bay can compete with New York in the NFL, no problem, because of the salary cap. If there was a salary cap, there wouldn't even be a team in Green Bay. If there wasn't a salary cap and there was local media revenues, wouldn't even be a team in Green Bay. But because of the salary cap and how it works, they can not only have a team there, they can thrive in Green Bay.
Not in favor.
I know.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that, players who hear me say that would be upset with me.
Sure.
And again, I'm not anti-player, but I do think that for fans and the sport, now don't believe everything that the owners say.
Correct.
It's not a magic bullet. A lot of them just want to make more money. They want to control costs. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking though for the health for fans of a sport where, all teams at least can start on a closer to equal footing when they're putting their rosters together. Okay. And there's not, a Cincinnati Reds versus a New York Yankees payroll situation, a Dodgers versus an A's payroll situation in the sport.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think they're ever going to let it happen in baseball.
So the owners will cave, you say?
Yeah. I think eventually, yeah. I mean, they have the money to wait it out as long as they need to, but they're also the ones that need to have people coming back to their place to spend their money at some point. So I do think the players have the power. I think the players always have the power, to be honest with you. I do. You get other players, and not going to make any money that way.
But didn't the players have the power in all the other sports? But they all caved and accepted salary caps.
Yeah, again, I think different sports entirely, different setups, the non-guaranteed money in football, the max contract, the lesser amount of players you need in basketball, supermax contracts. I think it's just and I don't know when that happened. Were they all free market and then eventually went to a cap? Is that how that worked for every one of them? And what was that transition like?
No, it wasn't like that for every single one of them. But we'll see. All right.
Should be fun. It should be a next fun 8 months.
It's also different when you're talking about $70,000 versus $70 million.
Let's take a timeout. When we come back, are we going to see any moves today by the San Diego Padres prior to their series opener against the Washington Nationals? That and more next with Bennett Woods on 97.3 The Fan. Not going to lie. Just heard that promo leading into our second hour with Chris Ello talking about his 45-minute show today. And I got a little jealous because we'd already be done.
We got to be on the way home,
We'd
dude.
be on our way home.
Sucking down an Egg McMuffin on the drive.
No, we got 3 hours still to go.
45 minutes, huh?
Yeah, 45-minute show leading up to the 2:45 Eco Water SoCal pregame show with Sammy Levitt this afternoon.
It's crazy, man. I walked in this morning, it was pitch black in the whole studio, and I go, how do we get on that? We have a contract coming up, speaking of labor, against, the management. How do we get on the work from home Friday bit? Because that's something I would really enjoy next year. I'd love to wake up, grab a cup of coffee, go sit in the office, and just work from home on a Friday. Do the show from home.
You can do it any day you want.
Can I?
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you guys. I'll log back in like an hour and a half. It's going to take me at least an hour and a half.
I think you need to decide. I think you need to decide beforehand,
All
but
right.
you want to work from home once or twice? I don't mind. I do like seeing you, though.
I like seeing you guys, too. I think the magic is made when we're all here. That said.
Ultimately, I do agree with that.
Yeah.
But, I'm pretty sure I can still set it up where I can literally run the board from home.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, a lot of radio programs nowadays, national ones are done
100%.
remotely.
Yeah.
Get people do it from their home studios all the time.
Yeah, I wonder, too, because summer is starting soon. My kids are going to be out of school soon. So I wonder if my wife has something to do, in that time when I'm on the air, if I will probably have to.
When you're working at home, you're working at home. You can't be also providing childcare at the same time.
But, yeah, I guess that's true. Because I'm sure, Adam never talks to his kid. I bet he wakes up at 7, showers, breakfast. At 9, he is on the clock and working the whole day.
You
never
have
talks
to
to his
save
kids.
your family. You have to consider that I am at work.
Right.
Pretend I'm not here.
So my
right
kids
now.
are
See
just
you for the next 8 hours.
My kids are just rudderless in the morning while their mom's working and I'm in my office. They're on their own. Just probably Adam's kids too.
Right.
Yeah. I bet everybody that works from home, 9 a.m. Friday, I bet they are locked in, ready to jam.
Yep.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And Monday, too. Monday is the other one. How do you get that in your contract? I want a 45-minute show, or I want 3-day work weeks, or a bunch. I want them all. Give me all of that.
I will say, though, that Chris Ello gave me pause yesterday during the roundtable. Yeah, because we asked the question, are the Padres going to make a move? And when he pointed out Jace Bowen's strikeout rate at AAA.
Yeah, 53%.
Because I thought, what harm can it do to bring that guy up and,
Me too.
give him some at-bats on the big league level? The offense is struggling so badly, and he's hitting some home runs. He's, getting some extra base power. I'm going, he's striking out that much at AAA? Ooh, I don't know that I want to see that on the big league level.
Well,
so what is there for the Padres to potentially do if they're going to make a move?
Casty is striking out a lot, and he doesn't play as good a defense as Jace Bowen, right? Allegedly. So, okay. What are you missing? If you're sending or DFAing or, whatever, Nick Castellanos and Bowen comes up and strikes out 50% of the time or more, then are you up against it at that point? Or Crony comes back, slides in the second, Toddy goes back to right, and you find another bat somewhere. I don't know. I don't know what you do.
I guess you can't put that toothpaste back in the tube. So once you've DFA'd Nick Castellanos, he's gone. Do we feel like there's still a chance that Nick Castellanos could be a big time or, solid contributor to the team? Well, I just don't know. I'm starting to wonder whether
it's tough.
I watch him out there, and I don't know if there's that much left in the tank with Nick Castellanos. So
I agree.
I'm not that afraid of moving on from him. I just don't know that the Padres have something waiting in the wings that's any better.
Yeah.
The only player that they have waiting in the wings that I do truly believe could be better than what they have now is Ethan Salas.
Agreed.
Who continued to do his thing in the minor leagues last night, hitting the ball hard, stealing bases. Hey, he's a catcher. He not only throws guys out, he steals bases. He's a very efficient base runner. Guy's doing everything well right now. Hitting for power, playing great defense, base running. It is at the AA level, and he is 19 years old. But Keith Law just came out with his revised prospect list. And I believe Keith Law, I can't remember if he had Ethan Salas totally out of his top 100 or like in the 90s at the start of the year. He's up to number 5.
Wow. Okay, that's quite a jump.
That
in like
was quite
8 weeks.
Quite the jump in his new top 50 list to come all the way back up to number 5. That's how good of a start to the season Ethan Salas has had with the San Antonio Missions.
Yeah, dude, I just looked. Castilla, he is last on the Padres roster in WAR.
Man, that's
minus negative 0.08 or 0.8.
Yeah, so I mean, you like you said yesterday, you could put Bryce Johnson out there, and you're obviously going to get better defense. You don't really have the potential to run into one like Casti does and has. He's already given us some great moments in a Padres uniform. But if you're
how many great moments? 3? We've had 2 or 3 great moments.
Yeah,
take those away. Is there any reason that he'd be here at this point?
What do you mean?
Like Castellanos, if he didn't hit that 2-run home run,
did.
I know he did, but we're putting a lot. We're putting a lot on 1 or 2 moments. When you're talking, we're talking about 162 game baseball season.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not.
Okay, well, how about
you can't
that?
make your decisions based on 1 or 2 moments.
No,
you have to evaluate the player as a whole.
That's 2 moments a month, call it, or 1 a month.
Yeah,
6 to 8 moments in a year. Is that worth $1 million?
Well, yes, but you can't project moments. You don't even know he'll get the opportunity to have moments like that going forward. The fact that he came through, great. I mean, fantastic. But you have to evaluate the player that he is and take the context out of it. You're not always going to come up with the tying run with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Most of the time, if you're not a good player or you're not a good offensive player, you're not going to come through. There's no magic bullet. Yeah, I think Casti is pretty calm under pressure. I think he's good at taking his breaths and getting up there and slowing down the game in those situations.
I think he's
but
good in the clubhouse.
Unfortunately, he's just not the same player or even close to the same player that he used to be.
No.
Which means I think he's going to continue to probably fail more in those situations going forward than succeed.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, I think he's got some great lessons to pass along to, some younger players. I think he's great in the clubhouse, but is he a major league player, like an everyday major league player? Is he even a bench player anymore in this league? I'm not sure that he is.
I think, you just ask yourself, is there an upgrade there? And there might be. There might be in Jace Bowen. That's a different number than we heard yesterday right there, Benny. In the
26
chat.
is not as bad as I thought.
I thought he said 53.
He said it was, a lot higher.
I thought
he may
53.
have exaggerated a bit.
But anyway, I if he's an upgrade, yeah, man, bring him up. It would be a bummer because I really like Cassie. He's a cool guy and good in the clubhouse, but you're trying to win baseball games. And right now with Fernando Tatis Jr. being your second baseman, at least for now, yeah, you need some production out there in right field, and defense is a big one. It's a big one.
Ultimately, though, I don't think we're going to see a move. I did maybe a couple of days ago. I think the Padres are going to at least see what happens in this series against the Washington Nationals. It's a place where the Padres historically have hit really well when they've gone to Washington, D.C. The Nationals are not one of the better pitching teams in baseball. You faced a lot of really nasty pitchers so far this season. Washington can hit, but they're not great at pitching. You should be able to pick things up a little bit. Now, if you can't, and your offense continues to struggle on the road, you're not at Petco, you're not facing, the top pitchers, not playing Christopher Sanchez in this 3-game series again. If you can't do that, then it's time to do something. But I can see them at least going, let's see what we look like on the road. Let's see what we look like against the Nationals.
Sure.
And maybe that just seeing some hits, maybe some extra base hits fall in will get everybody going a little bit more. Day off. Let's just see what happens the next 3 days.
I mean, I couldn't agree more. You have to get it going, though. You absolutely have to get it going. And knowing that you have to get it going doesn't make it any easier to get it going. Like knowing we suck, man, we've got to pick this up. Not the best headspace to go into, but hey, man, if you guys want to compete, you want to make the playoffs, you want to be a good team, you're going to have to get the offense going. You're going to have to start picking your pitchers up as they've picked you up. We've heard Manny talk about, hey, man, Ty and Miggy and Gavin, those guys have been carrying us. If they start to fall off, we have to pick it up, and we will, but they haven't. It's not about just Miggy and Ty and Gavin. It's about every pitcher on that roster that's going out and giving you everything they've got, and the bullpen being electric and elite and suppressing runs, and you guys you got to pick them up. At some point, your bullpen, your starter, you need a 7-1 win. You need a 9-2 win, right? You have to carry it. Make the game over by the 4th inning. You're going to have to start beating up on some teams.
I think an interesting thing about the Washington Nationals, who, by the way, have scored more runs than any team in baseball now. 306 runs. That's more than the Atlanta Braves, more than the Dodgers, more than the Yankees. So their offense has been fantastic. And their new manager, Blake Butera, who's like, 30? Isn't he like 32, 33 years old? Really young guy. I saw some quotes from him, and he said, we're looking to do damage. I've got guys, and they were all like afraid they were going to start striking out too much. Yep. And I said, I'll take a few more strikeouts. If your thoughts are to go up there and do damage at the plate, go ahead, swing hard and see what you can do. And we'll live with a few more strikeouts. I look at the San Diego Padres and I'm going, well, what are they doing? Because I've seen complaints that they're swinging too hard, like they're going for too many home runs with 2 strikes and, Manny needs to cut down and swing less. Well, that's not what the Washington Nationals are doing. They're swinging harder and they're saying, it doesn't matter if we strike out a ton. And they have struck out a lot this year. They struck out 480 times, which is right in the middle of baseball.
18.
Not the best, not the worst, but they absolutely will take the slugging. They'll take the runs scored if it means they have to strike out a little bit more. The Padres are striking out more, but they're not getting the slug. They're still at the bottom of the league.
They're hitting 30 points lower also. So I've seen all the arguments in the middle of this 4-game skid that, we've sacrificed contact for slug, but we're still not slugging a lot. It's an offense right now, Ben, without a real identity. And the only thing you can do is hope and pray that all the guys that make the most money can get it together. And the track record says that they should. Doesn't mean that they will. Father time comes for all of us, right? At some point. And you don't know. You just hope it's not a symptom of something bigger.
I mean, we were unhappy for the most part when, Mike Schilt played tons of small ball and bunting. And, that was the focus. And I know you hated it.
Awful.
And it didn't look like the Padres had a great offense, but I don't know. This seems like an even worse version now of the San Diego Padres offense. They're not bunting nearly as much. They're not playing as much small ball. Is that what we think we want?
Though, did Mike Schilt know that this team just had no slug and he just had to play small ball?
I think that was a strategy also. Like, I have a really good bullpen, so if I do get a 2-1 lead, I can go after that win. And there's strategy in that, certainly. And it worked. He won 90 games twice, certainly. But the personnel, you need the right personnel to do that. Now, so let's say this year, if we were bunting and moving guys over for Manny, is he coming through? I mean, we don't hit with runners in scoring position. So now I'm going to give you an out and pray that Manny comes through. But Manny's having the worst offensive season of his career. Toddy's having the worst offensive season of his career.
Ultimately, you almost always need a hit to score a run.
Yep.
Or an extra base hit and then 2 outs if you can productively move a guy over from second to third to home.
Yeah.
But you can't walk, sacrifice, fly, and say, wait, that's 3 outs. We didn't score at all. You can't small ball your way into everything. You have to be able to come through with runners in scoring position, or you have to come through with extra base hits and slugs.
Sure.
Those are the only 2 ways to really score consistently. Runners in scoring position or slug when you have guys at first base, hit a 2-run home run or hit a double that brings a guy in. But you can't just single bunt your way to a run. That doesn't work.
Yeah, no, you can't. And I've seen the Rays are doing it. They have the right personnel. They have Chandler Simpson at the top. Like, he's not a great hitter, but if he gets on, he can go, and then you bunt him over. Okay, fine. It is a symptom of what your lineup looks like. I mean, and again, I don't look at our lineup and go, this is a small ball lineup, but there's a time and place for small ball. I'm not anti-bunting, as you know. I'm anti-Jackson Merrill bunting. I'm anti-Fernando Tatis Jr. bunting. I'm anti-Manny Machado bunting, Gavin Sheets bunting, guys that can hit the ball out of the ballpark. I don't like giving away outs. They're so precious. And it feels like Luis Ariz, we talked about him yesterday on the round table. How much is he bunting in San Francisco? Is he sacrifice bunting a lot for the leadoff hitter, or is he hitting leadoff for them? I don't know. I have no idea. No idea.
Haven't seen Tony Vitello's bunt stats. College coaches do love bunting.
They do love the bunt.
But I've not seen any stats on the Giants bunting. Of course, the Giants are one of the worst teams in the National League. So,
yeah.
don't know that their strategy is any better than what the Padres are doing right now.
Yeah, for sure. And I have no idea if that's the plan is their leadoff hitter gets on and Luis Ariz bunts him over. I have no idea. But yeah, whatever wins this team ball games, I'm going to be in favor of ultimately. But I don't think this is a team with personnel that should be playing a lot of small ball right now. But when your offense is scuffling, you do what you have to do.
No, they're in a no man's land. They're not really a small ball team, but they
they're not
don't
a power
slug
team.
enough to be a power team.
I think their homers are up this year.
Yeah,
but that's
from last year. That's not hard to
That's
do.
Not saying much.
That's where we are. They're kind of in a bit of a no man's land of identity at the moment. In that, they it all comes back to the same thing though. They need Manny and Tatis and Merrill to hit more than they're hitting. And
that's
then,
really the secret
and then
sauce.
they'll probably look fine. But that's, how many times can we say that and how many different ways can we say that? We've been saying it for a couple of months.
Yep.
And it hasn't happened.
Yep.
All right, let's take a time out. As we go to break, though, let's give away some tickets to the San Diego County Fair. The Ferris wheel is up. I don't know if you saw it while you were driving by. Yeah,
I missed it.
Less than 10 days out. At least
Damn.
one of the Ferris wheels are
I love
up.
it.
We had it on our weather cam yesterday. Megan was showing it to everybody. So that means we are very close, and you can win tickets by being the fifth caller right now at 833-288-0973. Fifth caller is going to win a pair of tickets, a 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego County Fair, returning to the Del Mar Fairgrounds June 10th through July 5th. Details at sdfair.com. And when we come back, it is don't do this. We have the misogyny bell is going to ring for a tennis player at the French Open. Big time.
Interesting.
That is coming up next after traffic on 97.3 The Fan.
Well, first, let me tell you about my beloved friends over at Eco Water SoCal.
You got them jugs, don't you?
Yep, I do. The morning ritual that I have is I roll over, I grab this big jug, and I drink Eco Water first thing. And people say, man, that's how you should start your day every day. Get yourself a nice tall glass of liquid clarity. Think of it as a deep soak for your system. It's kind of the way that I start my day every day. If you're using plastic bottles right now, you got to knock that stuff off. Get the Eco Water SoCal system in your home. Bring the soft life right to your kitchen sink with mineral-rich alkaline water. Balances your pH, fuels your body with filtered luxury. No plastic, no poison, just satisfaction. And every time I go away, I'm reminded of how lucky I am to have the Eco Water SoCal system in my home. So check it out for yourself. You will be very, very pleased that you did. 760-350-3338, 760-350-3338, or go to ecowatersocal.com. Got financing available up to 84 months. No brainer, guys. Let them know Woodsy sent you. Not everything in life should be hard, especially your water. Keeping it soft since 1925. Eco Water SoCal.
right, player. This is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort. Now open.
Congratulations to Jaime, won the 4-pack of tickets to the San Diego County Fair. We got Darren Smith coming up at the bottom of the hour. First, though, Don't Do This is brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, helping San Diego homeowners and contractors fix it, build it, and
enjoy it.
All right, this is just kind of an ultimate troll story to start. You might have seen it. Underdog Sports came out with a new board game, and they got Dylan Brooks to help promote it, ultimate NBA troll. They called it Unethical Hoops, and it's basically Operation, except instead of the patient where you're taking out the funny bone, it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and you're using the tweezers to try to take a basketball away from him, and if you touch it in any way, the buzzer sounds, a.k.a. a foul is called, and you send SGA to the line. Right. Well, as you can imagine, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's lawyers thought, you can't just put my guy on a game board and sell it and call it Unethical Hoops. So they have issued a cease and desist, which was probably the idea behind all of this to begin with.
Publicity.
Publicity. I do think that a lot of people are saying, why did you call it Unethical Hoops when Flopperation was right there?
Flopperation. That's really good.
SGA did not have a good game, not having a great series. He had he's like minus 28 plus minus. Wemby last night was really good at home in Game 6, so they're going to a Game 7 tomorrow night in Oklahoma City to decide which team goes on to face the Knicks in the NBA Finals beginning Wednesday.
Perfect scenario for the Knicks, just sitting, waiting, watching them beat each other up.
Triple overtime tomorrow.
Yeah, and Paulie made the point. It really hasn't been a great series. Game 1 was fantastic.
One of the best
Since then, every game's kind of been lopsided one way or the other. A very close series. Ultimately, it's going to Game 7. Will we get an all-time classic, or will OKC run away at home? Or I'm curious to see what's going to happen.
Spurs, I think. I don't have a dog in the fight, but something about Wemby. I think it would just be fun to see him in the finals.
If they win it this year, though, like who's ever going to stop Wemby going forward? I mean, he's still a baby in this league. He's only going to be getting better.
Wemby versus Karl Anthony Towns would be fun to watch.
Sometimes there is, Ben mentioned the misogyny bell, which is something that we do on this show and something that my wife has rung on me before.
Sometimes you subtly are unaware
Correct.
you're doing it.
Yeah, you don't really know you're doing it.
This story is not subtle.
It's about growth.
It's about growth. That's exactly right. You learn, you go, oh, was that? Oh, it was?
Like,
oh,
I didn't mean it.
I didn't mean
Okay,
it that way.
I see why that was
what you're
offensive.
saying, right?
I get it.
Rodolfo Daniel Vallejo was playing in the French Open tennis, and he lost to a home favorite teenager, Ben. Moise Kouame is what it looks like. 17 years old, by the way, and it was a 4-hour, 56-minute marathon. And Vallejo, who's 22 years old, after the match was over, said this, and there's nothing quiet about this. He says this, quote, "This sort of match needs to be umpired by a man. It's very difficult for a woman to do it. It has to be refereed by a man because it's a very demanding crowd and you need a lot of strength to go against the crowd." Wow. I mean, it's...
Don't put
Ben, that is not funny.
No.
Ben,
No, it's not funny.
that is not funny.
This was an experienced female umpire.
Absolutely.
That was now. Were the fans getting loud during the match for the young teenager that they were pulling for? Yes. Which, quiet please. I mean, what else are you going to do?
Yeah, what else do you do? You can't run up there and start hitting people in the
Do you
head.
think that the fans were not quieting because a woman was saying quiet please as opposed to a man saying quiet please? Quiet please. I mean, they're saying quiet please. That's all you can really do. She can't walk into the stands herself and make people be quiet. You just say quiet please. Quiet please. That's all you can do as a tennis umpire is say quiet please.
Yeah, he wasn't hiding his true feelings about that.
Not at all.
So he's going to get in a little trouble.
The other tennis story
Oh my
from
God.
the French Open yesterday.
Yannick Sinner.
Pretty crazy. So he's the number 1 seed and pretty big favorite because Alcaraz is out with an injury, trying to complete the career Grand Slam, the only one he's never won. Everyone think he's probably going to cruise to the finals. And in his second round match, he won his first 2 sets easily against Juan Manuel Cherundolo. And then he's up 5-1 in the third. So best player in the world.
Yeah.
Cruising like you normally are.
1 game away.
1 game away in the third set. He's going to win this easily. And then he just hits a wall. It's 90 degrees in Paris. And you could see the heat hits him and he gets heat exhaustion. He loses 18 points in a row, loses the third set, tries to get treatment, tries to come back out. He's got nothing. He cannot find his legs. He cannot find anything. And ends up losing the last 2 sets, 7-5 and 6-1, and gets knocked out of the tournament, essentially because he could not handle the heat in Paris.
For 1 more game.
1 more game is all he needed.
That
was crazy.
It's like you can't even call it a don't do this for sure. It's just
it's heat.
The heat.
Unfortunate. All right, finally, this was sent by Adam. I do this.
DD mega doo-doo.
All right, so this tweet was from NFL reporter Ari Melnov, who said, "Respect. Cardinals Hall of Fame wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald said on the In the Bayou podcast."
My favorite podcast.
In the Bayou. I hope Ed Orgeron has a role on the In the Bayou podcast.
If you haven't heard it yet, you're out of your mind. In the Bayou is elite podcast.
It's him and Farmer Fran from the Water Boy.
That's right.
So he said, Marvin Harrison Jr. spent 45 minutes giving advice and tips to his son at a restaurant. And I go, all right, fine. He sees Larry Fitzgerald there and he goes, yeah, they're happy to talk to your son about, receiving and everything. That's not the twist. Marvin Harrison Jr. had no idea it was Larry Fitzgerald's son. He just thought it was a kid,
shooting the breeze,
football player, wanted to know about receiving. He took that much time out for what he thought was a random kid just to talk to him and help. And sounds like Marvin Harrison Jr., pretty good guy. And that was kind of a nice moment. And Larry Fitzgerald wanted to make sure everybody knew that happened and that guy gives a little bit of credit. So.
It is interesting, though. Your dad is Larry Fitzgerald.
You're still picking the brain of other receivers.
Right.
Yeah,
It just goes to show you can never your kid will never listen to you. Never. It doesn't matter who you are or what you did. I don't care. I'd rather listen to him. But I know it's Bo would never come to me or Taylor would never come to me for radio advice. Like, buddy, I had a pretty good career here. No. I want to talk to somebody else. I I don't believe you. They never listen to you. Never, ever, ever.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, goes to show you. Brian Kelly is actually the host of that In the Bayou podcast, and it is, again, it hits. It's really good.
And that is Don't and Do This for a Friday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Got her.
It's a great night.
Yeah, here it is. In the
to be
Bayou.
a Tiger. I'm here with my family.
On the In the Bayou
and we are so
podcast.
excited to be in the great state of Louisiana. But
Is that the best audio to ever exist? Ever.
I mean, for this show, yeah,
Oh
that
my
was like,
God.
when was that? 2021 or something? I mean, that's been like 5 years, and it still makes me laugh.
It's one of the greatest things that ever happened.
Oh,
It's
God, it was
fantastic.
good.
All right.
I think Coach O actually mocked Brian Kelly last week about
Did
that
he?
moment. Yeah. So I brought it back up. So now that he's back in the game and coaching with Lane Kiffin again at LSU,
Oh, man.
he threw some shade at Brian Kelly. All right, we'll come back. Our friend D. Smith will join us. We got the World Cup coming up. The Champions League final is tomorrow for you soccer fans. And I know he's been talking about the Padres' lack of offense and the hitting coach, Steven Sousa Jr. That's up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
Meanwhile, as you're making plans for the weekend, might I suggest heading down to 7 Mile Casino? Of course, you can play cards in San Diego's closest and best card room, but on the weekends, you can also enjoy their award-winning brunch at Sammy's at 7 Mile Saturdays and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Voted best in the South County. Enjoy it indoors, enjoy it outdoors on the patio. Just get down there to 7 Mile Casino.
That's exactly right, Benjamin. Just 7 minutes away from Petco Park. It's 7 Mile Casino. Great food, friendly dealer, smoke-free environment. They got California-style blackjack, Texas Hold'em, Pie Gown, Baccarat as well. And just a good place to go. We've been talking about it for many, many years.
Convenience is unmatched. It's so easy to get you. Just hop on the 5 freeway. You get off at E there. You're already on Bay Boulevard. It's the frontage road right along the freeway. And within like a quarter of a mile, you're pulling in, easy parking, walk right in. And you got friendly dealers, cashier cage on your left, tables front of you, to the right of you. Sit on down, enjoy yourself at 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
He just, here, I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's going to hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee hurts.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Now, we got a lot of different topics to discuss with Darren Smith today. He's standing by. Will join us right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com.
San Diego 5 southbound from Martin Luther King Jr. Freeway exit. It's stop-and-go traffic to the 75. 5 northbound National City. We have a sluggish commute starting at Harbor Drive to 75. I'm Fonseca with San Diego traffic.
This traffic report is brought to you by local and veteran-owned Manny Sedano Ford. San Diego, shop local this Memorial Day at Sedano Ford. This veteran dealership is offering Ford employee pricing to everyone. Lease a 2026 F-150 for $478 a month with $1,000 down, or a Maverick XL for only $369. Visit SedanoFord.com for details.
Darren Smith joining us now on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking, it is better. And since we are now a soccer town, Darren, tomorrow morning, the UEFA Champions League final, which is an excuse for people to wake up early on the West Coast and start drinking at 8:30, 9 a.m. What are we looking for? The matchup, Paris Saint-Germain, Arsenal, right? Paris Saint-Germain considered the favorites, best team in the world. Arsenal, a little more of the upstarts. Give us your quick overview.
Look at his background, by the way.
So look at that, sunflowers.
Yeah.
Sunflowers in a barn.
I'm just hanging out in a sunflower patch here.
That is
delivering some
unbelievable.
optimism.
I was like, am I on mushrooms? What is happening right now? Or is he on mushrooms? What is going on?
Darren's like, you guys should be where I'm at. This is amazing.
That's incredible.
Yeah, man. I just figured I'd switch things up. Man.
I love it. Do it every week, different ones.
Yeah, we've got to feel a little bit better about ourselves around here, you know? I know what it's like sitting in those chairs and trying to make sense of things that don't make any sense. So, yeah, just trying to lighten the mood. Yeah, it's a great way to get up in the morning. I don't know if PSG has a local bar. I know that Arsenal used to go to Bluefoot in North Park. So if you want to get up really, really early and try to get in there for the Champions League final, you can go ahead. You can find yourself there. PSG's the defending champs. They're really good. They have a ton of talent. You're going to see a lot of their players playing in the World Cup coming up in 2-3 weeks from now. Arsenal's really good. They're a story, sort of like a hard luck story. Finished second in the Premier League, I think, the last 2 or 3 years, and finally broke through. So they won their league title after 22 seasons, and maybe that's been a little bit of a relief of pressure for them so that they can play free. And might be on their way to having their greatest season ever for Arsenal, which would be saying something. So I think it's a good matchup. Should be a lot of fun and definitely worth getting up and watching.
What time is it? Does it start?
It's like 9.
I think it's 9. I think
tomorrow.
it's 9.
I thought you said it was early.
Not
I thought
early.
you meant like
for
5
us,
a.m.
but for other people
you
waking
guys.
up on Saturday, it's on the early side.
I haven't slept to 9 in years.
Here in the North County, I know the
Right.
Regal Seagulls opening up early for the soccer fans as well. I'll pass that along for them. How about the so World Cup? You said we're about 2 or 3 weeks away.
Yeah, 2 weeks from today.
We'll break it down. Probably next week a little bit more. It's so hard because FIFA just seems such a corrupt, terrible organization. I know that they've been criticized for the ticket prices, how they've been handling it here. Is there a better way to do this? Because, the world's going to get caught up in this. I saw they're expected to make $11 billion from the World Cup this year.
Lord.
It's seems distasteful to support an organization like that to the tune of $11 billion.
You are right to point out that FIFA and corruption fit hand in glove together. I don't want to sound like I'm an apologist, but the company line from FIFA is we have one opportunity to make money, and it's the World Cup. And that has to last us for 4 years, and then we're funding soccer all around the globe. So this is the only shot that we have. I think that sounds nonsensical to me. I think their leadership is incredibly unlikable, loathsome, corruption from top to tail. So there's not a lot to like. But here's the one thing I do know. Once they put the ball on the ground and it starts rolling and the referee blows the whistle, everybody's like, yeah, this is amazing.
You
it's
forget.
incredible.
Yeah, you forget.
Yeah, and then everybody will move on. So the next 2 weeks, we're probably going to have a whole bunch of stories, just like when the World Cup was in Qatar, right? Like you're like, wait, what? Where is he going? Why is it going there? And you can't even play it in its normal time slot. You have to move it to December. But once that ball got going, man, everybody's like, yo, this is amazing. So it's just the way it is. The NCAA, some of the organizations, I know we'll be talking a lot, I'm sure, about Major League Baseball, Rob Manfred, the Players Association. But, the thing that we are all addicted to is the action, the sports. And once that starts, all the rest of that stuff feels like it's not as important, right?
No, it's a really good point. Darren Smith joins us. Darren, longtime veteran, right? Sports radio. And I know it's part of the gig, but do you we had Uncle Teddy on the roundtable yesterday and
I heard him, yeah.
Yeah. And he's talking about do you take Uncle Teddy at his word? And it doesn't matter what happened to the Padres of 1987. It just doesn't, right? It's a different team. Expectations are different. I know there's been some bad baseball. Do you take him at his word, though, that this is just a slump for these guys? And I know we always try to, on sports radio, relitigate trades. We relitigate moves after a skid. We relitigate the hitting coach, the manager, whatever. Is this just a slump? Because he had me convinced when I walked out of there yesterday. I go, oh, if Uncle Teddy says it's a slump, it's a slump.
I do. I tend to think that when you've been around it as long as Ted and you've been as immersed in it as Ted,
yes.
Then I think that there is something valuable in remembering that these guys have been through this way more than any of us because they travel with the team. They were around the team before the doors open up. They were around the team after everybody's out of the building. So I do think there is value in that perspective. Now, for this specific situation,
right?
Maybe there's a little bit of gray area there, maybe there is some gray areas to, is it just a slump for Manny or Tatis or, are there specific, the whole team wide thing, I think is probably more what it was that Ted was saying yesterday. But I do think that there are specific things, that are worrying, that could be a bit troubling, and some of this stuff I think you're going on for perhaps a second season and with specific cases. So the answer is yes and no. I do think that it's, I think that this specific point in time coming off a 3-game sweep of the Philadelphia Phillies, 3-6 homestand, I think that that's probably right. I think that that's probably how I feel as well. But overall, does that mean that, hey, everything's just going to be fine? Don't worry about it. This Padres offense is it's going to hum at some point. I'm not quite sure I'm that confident like Ted made it out to be yesterday.
Yeah, I learned my lesson on that in 2023. Literally every day, you guys are idiots, you're morons. They're listing.
Look at their run differential.
Only June 7th, guys.
You're just relax, right? It's Juan Soto. They're going to mash. They're going to make the playoffs. And I learned my lesson is at least as far as being super vocal about it. But I have those feelings in my stomach sometimes. No, they're gonna break out of it. They're gonna bust out. Jackson's gonna be fine.
I think for me, and Darren, tell me if you agree. And this applies to any fan for any sport. I like to look at it. If my team has a good week coming up, at the end of that week, am I going to say, "What was I worried about? That was silly," or yeah, but this team still has problems that you can't paper over something that's this deeply rooted with just a 5-1 record over the next week. right now, I feel like if the Padres had a good week and went 5-1 in their next 6 games and are 11 games above 500, going, what I'm going to say, what were we worried about? So I need to see a longer sample size before I truly get worried about the team.
But you go down the spiral, right, Darren, of like, well, yeah, look who we played. We played the Nationals, and you got the Phillies after that, but you do go down that hole. Like, think of the Cubs, 2 10-game winning streaks and a 10-game losing streak. Like, what are the Chicago Cubs? Like, that's the one that pops in my head where I go, no, dude, it's just a long season. Let it play out. Hard job to do, right, Darren? Just saying, hey, guys, we'll see how it ends up, right? You kind of run out of content.
It's hard to do because you have to be here for 4 hours every day.
That's right.
And you have to have an opinion about this stuff every day. You know what I mean? Like, from experience, I know. Like I understand. But, I mean, I'll say there's 2 sides to the coin there as well. A couple of weeks back, I remember Marty asking some question on Fire Territory about, what are you sure about? What are you sure about? What do you know? What are you sure about with the Padres offense? And I was like, well, not worried about Jackson Merrill. I can tell you that. And here you are a month later, like, oh, man, am I worried about Jackson Merrill now? I'm not sure. Maybe I should be because it doesn't look good, and I have to go listen to podcasts to figure out what's going on with his swing velocity. I'm so confused by some of this. So, I think I'll give credit to Manny because I think Manny said something. I know people are probably fatiguing on Manny to an extent and would rather just watch him perform than listen to him at this point. But I do think that Manny has been a little different over the last week. I think Manny in the clubhouse has stood up there. He's like, hey, listen, I was really bad with runners in scoring position. We cannot sustain this. His words. We cannot sustain this. This is not a sustainable thing. Our success, is not going to last if we don't start hitting. But as he said on his way out of town, this effing game is hard. Like it is not for the mentally weak. And, I think that is really, that's really, you couldn't say it any better than that. And, I know we have come to expect Manny to be feisty and combative and Manny effing Machado, but he's showing there like this is not for the weak.
He's resigned himself a little bit to it, man. It's kind of, and I think it's refreshing. I agree with you because you have heard before, like, don't worry about me. Look at my car, like back of my car. Yeah. And now he's like, this
isn't good.
This isn't good.
This is not good. We are not hitting, and we are not going to keep going. We are not going to win at this pace if this doesn't switch around, if this doesn't get better. And Manny is sort of sounding a little bit of an alarm bell there, and I appreciate it. I do, and I also think that he's right. And I know it's cliche, but like, it is a hard. I mean, it is mentally such a hard thing for these guys who are all alphas in their own right to be in this situation where nothing seems to be working across the board consistently for any of them.
Padres hitting coach talk has gone again. Just wild in San Diego. It's just like clockwork in this town. I know you guys talked about it on Friar Territory as well. Woods, you're pulling your hair out. They've gone through so many hitting coaches. What are they going to do any different? What's the next guy going to do? I think that's always the question I'm going to ask Darren. All right, well, who's the next guy and what are they going to do if it's not Steven Sousa Jr.? And, should we listen to the players who continue to tell us it's not the hitting coach, guys. It's not his fault. The manager said it as well. It's not the hitting coach. It's all of us together. What's your take?
I want to be, yes, I have been talking about the hitting coach, not because I can tell you that I think he's the problem. I don't know that to be the case. I don't think anybody else knows that he is the problem. But the question for me is he the solution?
Right.
Can he, and this is one of the risks that you take when you have inexperience from the manager and from the hitting coach is, do they know how to get teams out of things, how to get the team out of some sort of funk? And, I don't know what they're telling him. I mean, for all we know, this could be an information issue, right? Like the front office could be passing down information through the hitting coach. And maybe it's the information that isn't beneficial to the players, right? I mean, it's an easy scapegoat. I agree. I don't like saying that or insinuating that I feel like the hitting coach has got to walk the plank here because he's probably, amongst the lowest paid people in the clubhouse. And you have all these other players who are making $25, $30 million. Like, what's their problem? but it's just kind of the way it goes. And I mean, it's also for me, I feel like Victor Rodriguez got a kind of a bad rap. I mean, this offense last year, we all complained about the same thing. They weren't hitting any home runs. They were 29th in hitting home runs, and everybody wanted to see this team slug more.
Guilty.
And I can't imagine that wasn't something that, that they said that they wanted out of a new hitting coaching staff, right? From Souza and whoever else is on that team. But, I mean, I also took a quick peek at the Astros. I'm like, well, that's where Victor Rodriguez is now, and they're better than they were last year. And I don't know that things were as bad as they were across the board. They were. I know they were not as bad as they were across the board last year. Now, that's unfair. That's 162 games of evidence, and we're talking about, 50 whatever.
Right.
So, that's a little bit of an unfair comparison. But, again, I would just ask, like, how does anybody know that this guy is part of the solution for what it is that's ailing the Padres right now? And like, that's the only thing I would ask. Like, I maybe he is. Maybe they're working on stuff. Maybe they are as close as they've suggested that they are, like, over the last couple of weeks. But man, like, until it looks better, I just think it's going to be part of the conversation.
It definitely will be. He's got to be feeling like the loneliest guy on the planet right now. And
it sucks. He seems like a fine enough fella. I don't know, from a can of paint.
I met him one time. Came from the right organizations, right? The organizations that the Dodgers, the Rays, like, these are the organizations that you think of when you think of maximizing your offense and your value. And the name I've brought up a few times, D. Smith, is David Popkins, right? Like, local guy, brilliant hitting coach, apparently. Toronto goes to the World Series last year. Everyone's talking about David Popkins. You got to do what David Popkins does. Well, the Blue Jays aren't hitting right now, so it's just it's one of those things where you bang your head against the wall, and the Blue Jays aren't hitting because Vladdy's not hitting. Now, did David Popkins and Vladdy do something different this year than last? Or do guys get older?
Yeah.
Do they change something? Is something wrong? Are they overcompensating? That's the thing. We always need a scapegoat in sports, always. And I feel like he's going to be the next one, certainly. And then the next guy's going to come in.
It might be, and it's not, and it doesn't sound fair, and it probably isn't fair. But we've all of us have been here, and we've seen other coaches walk the plank and pay for the sins of the hitters. So it's unfortunately it's what you sign up for. And again, I sort of do wonder why they've regressed in certain categories. Is it because there was such an emphasis on more slug, right? Didn't that become the catchphrase at the end of 2025? More slug.
Yeah.
Need more slug. And part of that was a philosophy. It was like, well, these guys, they're just bunting around, and this is stupid, and this is idiotic. And the bunting is just it's a symptom of the disease of what it is that is plaguing this Padres offense. And maybe maybe it swung too far the other way, that like now they're so screwed up because they're trying to, I don't know. It's just a philosophy. I don't know that for sure. It's just, I mean, all cards on the table here. I mean, no suggestion's a bad one. At this point.
As I mentioned earlier, the Washington Nationals have that exact philosophy under Blake Butera. Do damage, more slug. It's okay if we strike out more, and they lead the baseball in runs scored. It's working for them.
Yeah.
It may not be working for the Padres because it's ultimately about personnel and execution. All right, before you go.
Right.
When you think of the New York Knicks,
we're going to break down the soda trade?
No, when you think of the New York Knicks, you think of their celebrity fans, Spike Lee, Ben Stiller, Timothy Chalamet, and
Darren
Smith.
Yeah.
Knicks go into the finals.
Holy cow, dude.
Who are they going to face? Who do you want them to face?
Are you going to a game?
What's your plan?
Trying.
Are you?
I'm trying. I've been looking at flights to the West cities.
Don't use
so that'll
Vivid
be a little
Seats.
bit easier.
Do not use Vivid Seats. My buddy bought tickets before Game 4 ended. Bought tickets to Game 3 at the Garden, and they canceled his tickets after the fact because tickets surged so much once the game went final and they clinched their spot. He had to pay like double for the same seats.
Terrible.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean it's a lot. It's sort of throwing a wrench into my World Cup plans this summer, but I'll take it. This is like the longest, most agonizing, emotional connection that I have to any sports team. So, it's been a minute. I wasn't sure I'd ever even see a team get to this level. San Antonio seems like the one that it would feel like much more of an accomplishment if they were to make the NBA Finals. Plus, I think they're physically a little bit more beat up. So if you're asking me just to pick one, it would be San Antonio. Plus, it's easier for me to get to than Oklahoma City. So, and plus it would be a rematch, I'm sure, as you guys have discussed, of the NBA Cup where I watched the Knicks take down the San Antonio Spurs in Vegas earlier. I was there. Absolutely. So we're going for the double, much like Arsenal tomorrow. We're going for the double. The Knicks are. Yeah.
Darren,
so it's amazing. It feels good.
Really appreciate it. Yeah, you get that jinx. No NBA Cup winner has ever won the NBA title. The Knicks can end that long.
Well, none of them ever made the final either.
Yeah,
this year.
So we're jinx busters there. We're breaking through all barriers here with our little point guard.
All right, thanks, Darren. We'll have more World Cup talk as the month progresses.
Thanks, D. Smith.
All right, guys.
Darren
Appreciate
Smith with us. Ben Woods broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. Coming up in hour number 3. Our Friar Friday Management Report brought to you by SDCCU. Bud Black, Special Assistant to the General Manager, former Padres and Rockies manager, will join us coming up on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Halfway home on a Friday. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, executive producer. Ben Higgins, friendly neighborhood sports anchor. I saw you chortling over there. What happened?
I was just thinking back. I told everybody at the beginning of the show about my long day yesterday.
Yeah, very long.
4:30 a.m. until like 11 p.m. just going straight. And I forgot to mention just the most Ben part at the end of the day. So I get home like 9:30. And I want to be disciplined, so I still get my Peloton in.
Better man
I
than
shower. I still haven't eaten, so I am starving at this point. I had 3 epic wings and some red vines from work.
Okay,
so that's all I've eaten all day.
Yeah,
but I know we have this leftover pasta with like vodka sauce from earlier in the week in a little container in the fridge. So I'm going. That is going to be my treat at the end of the day. I'm going to heat that up. Pop it in the microwave. I'm going to enjoy it. Last 15 minutes of my day. At least I'll have that to look forward to. So I get home, open the fridge, throw it in the microwave, heat it up, go to get it. As I'm taking it out, I don't know what I do, but somehow it hits the side of the door. I drop it, and the whole thing just dumps.
Dang it!
All over the floor. Unsalvageable. And now, instead of eating dinner, I am cleaning vodka sauce off the floor at 10:45 at night.
Oh my God.
It was like, I was so sad. So I ended up having cottage cheese for dinner instead. It's such a downgrade from pasta fettuccine with vodka sauce to
do you need a hug?
Cottage cheese.
What do you mean you ate cottage cheese for dinner?
That's all I had left. I didn't really have anything else that I could make at that point.
You had nothing.
Did you have eggs?
No, because we can't use it's the kitchen's torn out. All I have is a microwave. So,
but wait, hold on.
You microwave an egg?
Oh, you can't use the oven.
I can't use the oven or stove or anything right now.
What? First of all, cottage cheese is repugnant. number one, you knew that was coming. Absolutely repugnant.
You Phil Ben
I put a little
sitting in his kitchen.
I put a little 4-berry jam in it to give it some flavor and mixed it in. So
fine, that might be a little better.
Upgraded a little bit.
SD Brother says my wife's grandma has cottage cheese for dinner. She's 86 years old.
It wasn't my intention to have cottage cheese for dinner. It was the emergency replacement.
I can tell you this. I can promise you.
I mean, there's nowhere really open, or I'm not going out at that point to get something. We have no kitchen. I mean, we have
no
very
oven,
little.
No stove.
Just paper plates and everything. No oven, no stove.
I would have cried. No question.
I was pretty much crying at that point. Like
the pure defeat. I would have started to cry.
Defeated.
All right. Did you consider eating it off the floor?
I did.
I would have too.
The floor. I mean, we've had. The contractors dust in and out, though. The floor is not clean right now. It's just dirty. The first thing I thought was, I can save this. And as I picked the first piece up, it's just covered in grit.
And hair.
It's just covered in grit. And I go, there's nothing left. I can't save a single bite of this dinner.
I literally would have grabbed a sleeve of crackers, something, cheese, not cottage
I had some wheat
cheese.
thins too. I had some wheat thins.
That is absolutely incredible.
Neil
dude.
says, "Did you have some rum raisin ice cream for dessert, Grandpa?"
And
I did grab a couple Oreos out of the freezer.
Yeah, so you really this is more than just cottage cheese.
Yeah, I mean, that's dessert though. But the dinner was cottage cheese in a red Solo cup because I have no dishes either because we have no dishwasher or water in the sink, so it's got to be disposable. So
I'm dead.
Cottage cheese in a Solo cup for dinner.
Your life makes me sad. Yeah. You're right. You called it. This is like the first year with Ben where he's just up till 1 a.m.
Dude, those days.
We just literally felt bad for you like every day.
I can vividly remember going home, like 6 months in, and telling my wife, I really love this, and I think we have something. He's going to drop dead.
This guy's going to die.
What do I do? And she's like, I mean, you have to prepare for everything. I go, no, you don't understand. He's going to drop dead. He got home at 1, and then we started at 5. It's not sustainable, babe. I love this. I think it's really great, but I don't think this is going to last. I made it for
like 5 years that way.
It was
now it's much better. I usually have much earlier bedtimes, get much more sleep.
And you lost 40 pounds, which helps tremendously. I'm less worried about you literally exploding and passing out
like pressure cooking,
stroke and a heart attack, like just boom. I'll never forget it. I will never forget those days. I was amazed then, and I'm amazed now. There is like if they had some sort of meter on you for sadness, when you know what I mean, like a sadness meter, and there's something to be said about driving home, and you've plotted out this moment.
Your meal, your enjoyable moment.
You know,
whatever
you've got leftover lo mein or spaghetti, and you get home, and like in my case, it's never someone
ate it.
Yeah. No, never. Hannah does not. She will not touch a leftover.
Really?
No, she'll throw it away. And so I will be driving home, salivating, going, oh my God, that lo mein, sexually almost like I'm going to destroy that lo mein when I get home. And then it's gone. So it's sadness first, and then it's pure rage, pure unadulterated rage.
I had no one to blame but myself. It was ready to go.
Did you fumble the bag? What'd you do?
At the 1 yard line.
Was it in plastic?
It was in one of those brown paper boxes, like a takeout box of leftovers. Yeah.
God bless, dude.
And it was like in slow motion.
No. You try to stick your foot out there to save it. You vodka
kick
sauce.
it up with your foot.
My son, to his credit, said, "Dad, do you want me to clean that up for you? I know that you're."
Yes, I do, and I want you to go get me something to eat.
He actually said, "Yeah, I could go out to like Cotijan, it's the 24-hour taco shop, and get you some rolled tacos." I go, "I'm not eating Mexican food at 11:30. That's." There are bad ideas, and then there are bad ideas at age 50.
I ends up dropping that.
I was willing to have a leftover portion of pasta. I'm not going and getting a burrito at that point. It's not going to happen.
Kyle says I got home at 10. I was going to make a sandwich with ciabatta rolls that we had, and when I got home, I pulled one out of the bag, and it was moldy.
Then you're thinking, well, if I just cut this part off, is it going to be
not
okay?
Me, dude. I see
Will
the mold.
you not cut? Ooh,
no,
really?
I did not cut mold.
No, I don't.
Because I feel like if it's
the whole thing's done,
if it's infiltrated that part,
true.
Then the spores have started to move. They just haven't grown yet.
Yep.
And I don't want it. I do not want. I won't even. I mean, like I had some
foods like cheeses are designed to get moldy.
I know, but
like
bread,
that's part of it.
There's no way. I ate stale bread for the first time in like 2 decades the other day. It wasn't very fresh, but it was not moldy. But I gritted through. It was like
winning at life. Then
I guess
it's been 2 decades since you've had stale bread.
100%. Well, I'm sorry that happened to you. I hope today is much better. What is do you have to anchor tonight?
No,
not to your knowledge.
Not to my knowledge at this point. I'm kind of got my fingers crossed here.
And this is all because of a diabetic cat.
I believe so. Yes. We wish her the best.
I do, and Paul does, but we know you don't.
You're just saying that.
You're saying that.
No, I mean, I hope the cat recovers very, very quickly, so I don't have to work extra today.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Look, long days are long days. We all have them. That part of it is the worst part of it. You sadly eating cottage cheese out of a Solo cup is like the most depressing thing I've ever heard.
This also, the discussion of my colleague Kimberly Hunt and her cat led us to also recollect our former colleague and Kimberly's husband, Billy Ray Smith, earlier this morning. And Billy Ray Smith's tendency
oh my God,
to crush your hand when you shook his hand.
You have never experienced.
We all immediately thought the same thing.
I don't know how really to describe it.
I do.
Former NFL linebacker.
Take your hand, put it in a vice, and tighten the vice as hard as you can.
Of Arkansas.
Like it feels like a giant is shaking your hand. His hand wraps around your whole.
And you're
hand,
like, bro, what are we doing?
He's not even he's not trying to be a jerk.
I don't think so.
No,
I mean, he doesn't have a devilish look in his eye.
No.
He just grabs you with his firm handshake. And you are at his mercy, literally.
I mean, if anybody listening has ever ran into BR at, the Chargers blood drive or something, if you ever met him and shook his hand, like it was such a strong, firm handshake. And like, Jesus, dude, did I say something?
And I've had to do it, at least a full, few times in my life. And my first instinct was, I better go strong.
Yep.
But if you do that, he goes stronger.
Yeah, he goes way harder.
But if you try to go weak, it's just
break your hand.
You just crush. So it's it's a no-win situation.
I would venture to guess
he has the strongest hands of anyone I've ever met.
I would venture to guess he could take a volleyball and pop it.
I would think so.
I think he could.
Yeah.
Or maybe the phone book rip in half bit. I have very dainty, weak wrists. And so for me, it was never fun. So I would try to dap him up. What's up, Billy Ray? And then he'd be like, bring it in. And you're like,
no.
100%, dude. 100%. But, well, listen, I hope today's better for you.
Dub J says, Chuck Muncie, same thing. Thought I was going to cry.
Yeah. Well, these guys, I mean, he's just a behemoth.
Yeah, I've got small, pretty
Yeah.
baby hands. I wear like cadet-sized golf gloves for like kids.
I didn't even know that was the size.
Like medium cadet, which is like short fingers and medium-sized hands. So I'm a big guy, but I don't have big hands. I can't palm a basketball or anything.
I can't either.
Yeah,
I can't either. Always wish I could.
I can barely palm. Like I can't really control it and move it around. I can barely get around it. Like a women's ball, it's a little bit easier. Like I was able to like dunk a women's ball in high school.
Yeah,
because I was able to hold it easier. I could get up and over the rim with.
Ring the misogyny bell on yourself.
How was that
a women's ball? Well, it's an actual thing.
It's a smaller size,
it's a different sized basketball.
I mean, if we're doing this right, go ahead.
I'm not ringing that.
Not ring it.
That wasn't a sexist comment. It's a different sized basketball.
So you see why I have problems with this at home, right? Because I can't really point it out. So,
not ringing that.
All right, don't ring it.
All right, we got Buddy Black going to join us for our Friar Friday management report coming up at the bottom of the hour. He's on a Zoom meeting right now, so he can't play Take on Woods, which means that opens the door to any Tier 1 who wants to join us. We got a music category. All that's left this week, if you've been listening, you know what the topic is. So if you'd like to take on Woods in our all 2-second category, call us now, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Last chance this week to qualify. In fact, might be the last chance this month because I believe Monday is June 1st. So
I think this is the last one.
I think this is it. So your chance to qualify for the $500 gift card to the Westgate Las Vegas. Coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
But first, head on down to Sedano Ford this weekend. Sedano Ford in La Mesa, the Memorial Day savings are still happening. Got a few more days left, as we just talked about in May. And go see my friend Manny Sedano and his incredible staff. It's a local veteran-owned dealership and built on the kind of grit and integrity that you get from someone who's served their country. This is not just a sale, it's a tribute to our community and those who have sacrificed for it. And Manny loves to give back, so he has opened up Ford employee pricing to everybody, including you, listening right now, from now until the end of the month. So if you're in the market for a new car or truck of your dreams, highly recommend heading on down to Sedano Ford. Got family members that have bought trucks there, got friends that have. Everybody comes back with rave reviews. That's what I want to hear every time. Check out the 2026 Ford F-150, just $478 a month with $1,000 down, or get into the Ford Maverick XL for an incredible $369 a month. And just head on down to the dealership, man. Poke around. It's a veteran-owned business. They stand for something. Drive home in a Ford that you will be proud of. Let them know that Woodsy from 97.3 The Fan sent you, please. Find all the details. Check out the inventory at SedanoFord.com. Once again, SedanoFord.com.
Okay, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben Woods broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. Buddy Black going to join us on the Management Report on a Friar Friday, coming up at the bottom of the hour, and that's just a few minutes away. So let's get to our final game of the week, our final game of the month. It is time to take on Woods. Take on Woods brought to you by Bay Alarm. Security and fire alarms for every business. We got you. We got Scott on the line. Good morning, Scott.
Hey, good morning.
All right, second week of our new rules. All you're left with is our final category. It is music, but I think it's doable. I've warned you. I've told you what the category is earlier this week. It's called One Thing, Two Thing. These are 5 song titles that include the word thing. Paulie's going to play you each song, a couple of seconds of the song. You need to give me the song title and the artist to score the point. You'll have 60 seconds to get as many as you can. If you don't know one, you can pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. Compare your score to Woods. If you beat or tie him, you can be our last grand prize qualifier for the drawing for the $500 gift card to the Westgate Las Vegas to take advantage of their no resort fees, special rates right now starting at $89 a night, including $75 daily dining credit, 2 day spa passes, daily cabaret tickets, and complimentary valet parking. It's like they're paying you to go to Las Vegas,
pretty
essentially. Much. Sounds like a pretty good deal. All right, Scott, you know the category. You know what's expected of you. Are you ready to play?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, One Thing, Two Thing in music is our category. Your time begins when Paul plays our first 2-second song. Good luck, Scott. Let's take on Woods.
Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic by the Police.
Correct. Song number 2.
One Thing Leads to Another by the Fix.
Correct. Song number 3.
Crazy Little Thing Called Love by Queen.
Correct. Song number 4.
Living Thing by ELO.
Oh, yeah, and song number 5 for the win.
For the win.
Wild Thing by Tone Loc.
Oh, well done, Scotty. You are in That was a great game of music. Take on Woods right there. That is how you do it. I think Woods might be able to match that as well. But Scotty, hang on the line. You are into the drawing for the trip to Las Vegas. Let's bring Woods back in.
With Bo, I think. You FaceTiming?
I was making a video.
Oh, you're making a video.
You ever wonder what it's
behind
like
the scenes video?
Waiting for Take on Woods?
I am curious. I've never been out there with you.
So now you'll know here in,
we'll have
couple
just you riding my scooter around the building?
I should have taken your scooter for a spin.
Sam Levitt style.
Indeed.
Very nice.
He was my inspiration.
Very nice. Yeah. Megan Perry did a day in the life of a weather.
She was also my
weather
inspiration.
anchor last night on Channel 10.
I feel like we need to do more of that stuff behind the scenes.
All right.
So I pulled the curtain back for you.
Scott's score is locked in.
Okay.
Again, all we have is music, but you have to do it without the category. It's all 2-second songs. Okay. 60 seconds back on the clock. Your time begins when Paul plays our first song. Good luck, Woods. Let's take on Scott.
Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic by the Police.
Correct. Song number 2.
One Thing Leads to Another by the Fix.
Correct. Song number 3.
Escapes me. What's the category? Pass.
Song number 4.
George Harrison? Pass. Oh, wait, is that ELO? ELO, Evil? No. All right, pass.
Song number 5. Better hurry here.
Wild Thing by Tone Loc.
Correct. Song number 3.
What is the category? I think it would help me.
Ooh.
I think I'm toast.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Every little thing she does is magic. One thing leads to another. Wild thing.
ELO.
It's a living thing.
It's a living thing.
And you also didn't get Crazy Little Thing Called Love by Queen, which means Scott 5-3.
Oh, he got all 5.
He got it in fine fashion. Scotty played a great game today.
My ass handed to me.
Congratulations, Woods. We'll have 4 new categories next week for a full week, including a wild card. Reset things on Monday morning, and hopefully with a new grand prize for everybody for the month of June.
Yeah, I'll get that video posted. You guys are really going to enjoy it.
I can't wait.
It's unbelievable.
It looks like you're having the time of your life out there.
I do enjoy my little break out there sometimes, so I'll post that on.
It's like a mental health,
a little reset
for you each morning.
Exactly right.
8:29.
Damn it!
All right, let's take a timeout. When we come back, Buddy Black, special assistant to the general manager. How is his perspective on the organization now that he's been back for a couple of months? What's been going on with the San Diego Padres from the former skipper? Going to join us coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, San Diego fat loss, sdfatloss.com. How I lost 40 pounds in 60 days 3 summers ago. In fact, I think it was right around this time of year that I was doing the program, losing up to a pound of fat per day. That's what you can expect, 10 to 20% of your body weight in 60 days. That fits in what I lost when I started the program. If you're looking to do the same, sustainable weight loss that is not based on injections that you're not going to be able to get off of. It's expensive, can be $3,000 to $5,000 a year when you add it all up for those GLP-1 injections for years and years. If you want to do something that's just a one-time cost, one program, lose the weight, and then they'll help you keep it off with their maintenance phase. SDFatLoss.com is the way to go. It's based on real food, stuff I like eating. Hopefully it don't drop out of my refrigerator when I do eat it, like steak and chicken and vegetables. And then as you get back to your regular non-weight loss phase, you're already eating kind of the same food. So it's just a lot easier to maintain. Check it out by getting your free consultation at sdfatloss.com. And when you sign up for the program right now, you can take $200 off. Don't worry about the summer. You can wear your shorts, T-shirts, go to the pool, take your shirt off. You're going to feel a lot better about yourself once you lose the weight with sdfatloss.com. That's sdfatloss.com. Results may vary.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Experts trusted by thousands of San Diegans since 2006. And I learned this morning when I mentioned that Woods just wants to jump in the pool and take a dip.
So badly.
Baseball is back, so is swim season. Make sure your pool is ready. Call now, mention radio for a free month of pool service. We've got our SDCCU management report coming up after traffic. We'll be joined by Buddy Black next here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com.
San Diego, our rush spot is 5 southbound from this 163. Expect brake lights past the 94 as you approach the 15. Your commute should clear up on Fonseca with your San Diego traffic.
Brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort Starlight Pool Parties. Make Sundays your summer escape at Hamul Casino Resort Starlight Pool Parties. Enjoy rooftop views, live DJs, cocktails, cabanas, and poolside vibes all season long. Enjoy Sunday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Hamul Casino Resort.
Time for our management report brought to you by SDCCU. It's not big bank banking, it is better. And we are joined by special assistant to the general manager and former Padres and Rockies skipper Buddy Black back with us here on 97.3 The Fan. And Buddy, I was hoping you'd be free like 10 minutes ago. You could have done Take on Woods. I think you might have beaten him. Woods lost today in a thing-related music category. You know ELO, you got the Police. I think you could have done this one, buddy.
Well, guys, I was, Paul texted me earlier about coming on, but I couldn't make it. Hey, are you telling me Woods got upset?
He did. He got knocked off today. It was beat. Yeah, this could have been your chance to beat him. But yeah, I don't know. How does the Zoom? Does AJ send a Zoom like meeting and it just says
wild thing, tone low?
Now, wild thing.
Yeah. See, buddy, they're questioning now. Now they're questioning my body language. They're questioning my hustle, my heart. If this is just a slump. But they don't know. They don't know. So
some maniac said we need to DFA Woods.
Yes, that's exactly right. Trade me.
Well, are you getting your work in? Are you turning the turntables?
Every day.
Are you studying? Are
Every
you
day.
putting the work in?
Every day of my life. Every day. Nobody knows how much work I put in behind the scenes. I don't like to brag about it. It's just something. It's who I am. It's not what I do, you know?
Well, it sounds sort of like what we have going on too.
Yeah.
with our offense. I know our guys are putting the work in. And like you, Woods, it's not from lack of hustle. It's not from, putting the time in behind the scenes. That's getting done.
Yeah, lack of want to.
And we've been like every Padres fan, buddy. We've been talking about this, and we know we hear it from Manny. We hear it from everybody. Hitting is so very hard. So I went back and I wanted to look up your numbers, and I just
did too.
I found this fascinating. So obviously, you get to San Diego State, you get drafted, you're in the American League for a decade. So essentially, you've probably gone from the mid-'70s until the early '90s without picking up a bat. And then you get to the San Francisco Giants and 183, 3 doubles, 6 runs batted in your first season hitting. You didn't make it seem like it was that hard. How do you go a decade and a half without hitting and then have to go up against major league pitching for the first time?
You'd be hitting 7th tonight against the Nationals, just so you know.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to say that I'm a natural, but I don't know how that happened. All I know is that I was super excited to get a bat in my hands after 10 years in the American League. I was so fired up to get to spring training and make bat orders and get batting gloves from Franklin and talk about, weights and ounces and lengths of bats. I loved it. I was 33 years old and I was like in heaven. I was like a little leaguer. It was great.
It's so good, man. And we like Ben said, we've been beating the dead horse.
And then you get 243 in
Yes.
1993. My God, that's 25 points higher than the team batting average for the Padres right
It's
now.
absolutely crazy. Well, I asked Craig this same question, buddy, and I know you probably have some sympathy for him because, yes, you did hit a little bit when you were in the big leagues, but you were a pitching guy first. And, when your offense was scuffling and they would come to you for answers, was there a part of your mind that's like, I don't know. I'm a pitcher. Let's talk to the guys hit like with Craig too. The other day I had to laugh because he said, "Hey, ultimately it falls on me," and I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm gonna blame the guys that with the bats in their hands.
Well, guys, and ultimately the players will say the same thing. The coaches are there for, a lot of different things, right? They're technicians, they're attitude coaches, they're they're there to work with the players as far as batting practice, throwing, flipping, tee work, mechanics, video, all of it. And they put in a ton of time, but ultimately, the player will tell you that, hey, it's on me that I'm not hitting or I'm not, getting the job done, for our team offense. But again, the only thing that, from the broad picture, and we've heard 1,000 times, I mean, hitting a lot of times is contagious team wide. And it seems like, and this has been a, prolonged thing for, the greater part of the season. There's been some stretches where, we've put some great at-bats together. We put innings together. We've definitely had some huge clutch hits and huge clutch homers. On balance, it's been, sort of throughout the whole team. And I've said this, repeatedly, even in my years managing, that, for an offense to go, the 9 guys that are in the lineup that day, 6 guys have to be going pretty well, and you can cover the 3 guys who are not. But, we sort of have that inverse now where, we have maybe, 3 guys swinging the bat pretty well and 6 guys who are sort of scuffling. So, and that can turn. And the question is, buddy, when is it going to turn? I can't tell you. And Craig couldn't tell you, and Steven couldn't tell you, and the hitting group couldn't tell you, when it's all going to turn. But ultimately, there's going to be a time, and hopefully it's long lasting, where, we have, 6 guys out of our 9, swinging the bat great. And when that happens, we're going to score a ton of runs.
Talking to Buddy Black here on Ben and Woods this morning. When you have, listen, at the end of the day, buddy, you were a skipper, and when one of your stars is struggling, is it one of those things where, probably dependent on the player, but do you just kind of stay out of his way, or do you just kind of go put your arms around him and go, hey, you're good, just we believe in you? Because the pressure has to mount. I mean, I think about Fernando Tatis Jr. and the streak that he's on right now, not a streak that he ever wanted to be on. And I think about with every ground out, even with every single, you're like, oh my God, when is it going to happen? And it's going to. You just kind of, what do you say to one of your stars when they're going through something like that?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. I think it's about knowing the personality of the player, and again, our coaches and Craig, who've been around these guys for a while, know how Fernando's wired and what he needs. But I think, for the most part, every player wants support, and every player wants the arm put around them. But as you also know, there's a time when, you got to kick a guy in the pants and wake him up. And with Fernando, I'm not sure, exactly how, it's going about it with him, but nobody feels it more than him.
Right.
He's got a ton of pride, and he knows he's a great player. And you're right, pressure does mount as far as, especially the power numbers. He's getting his hits. But the slugging percentage is not where, it's typical Fernando Tatis Jr. numbers. So, it's in there. And I think with Fernando, it's probably equal combination, his swing and the confidence, right? Because, the number of balls that he's putting on the ground is not, normal for him. So, I think the continued work to get the swing right, along with, balls in the gap or balls over the fence, will help the confidence.
Buddy, how much did you have to adjust your managerial style throughout your career? I mean, I know some managers are like, hey, I've got this is how I do things and this is how it works, and they stay fairly consistent, but every team is different. Every player is different. Every year is different. You managed in two completely different spots. Petco Park, when you were manager, one of the worst hitting parks in the league. It's not a great one now. It's a little bit better. Coors Field, obviously, it's a hitter's haven. Did you have to change like who you were as a manager throughout your managerial career?
I don't think you change who you are as a manager, but you do change strategically how you go about a game, depending on what's happening with the club in present time. If your team is struggling offensively, there's some things you can do to push it a little bit to try to get you out of that little slump. Whether it's putting guys in motion more, the traditional old school hit and run, where you're forcing guys to swing the bat to put the ball in play. But, a lot of that's sort of game dependent on the score and the inning and where you are, as the game unfolds. But, those are the type of things that you can do. And you give the guys a heads up, prior to the game. Hey, here's what we're looking to do today against so-and-so. We might put the steal sign on more. We might put guys in motion, be ready for the hit and run. That can help guys a lot. And you talk to a lot of the great hitters, Pujols, Will Clark. When they were struggling, they wanted the hit and run on. They wanted to, be forced to swing the bat and try to manipulate the barrel to put the ball in play on the ground. They're, swinging 3-0, green light. Giving a guy green light in the right situation to free him up to take a big rip can help guys too. So, and these are all talked about prior to the game, prior to the series, who the starting pitcher is, his style of stuff. All those things are discussed, but you do have to at times, obviously, I think, do some things to jumpstart the offense. And for the most part, players are in. I mean, they get it. I mean, they want it. They want to score runs. They want to get hits. They want to see things happen, and you do that by doing those sorts of things.
Before we're talking to Buddy Black here on Ben and Woods, and before the show, you said you were on a Zoom, and we were all kicking it around, and Paulie said something to the effect of like, "Man, you get the special assistant gig. Didn't know you actually." We were like, he had to work and do a Zoom call at 8:00 in the morning. Like, what kind of torture is this, buddy? What was this about? Was this like an HR video that you had to complete your stuff, or was this like a fix the offense Zoom? Like they actually have you working down there?
Yeah, imagine that. No, I did the HR stuff like in December.
Okay, got that knocked out.
So,
Ben lags on
knocked that
his.
one out.
Ben lags on his
Yeah.
like 6 months. So
Always waits till the last day.
I get it done before the deadline.
That's
It's
right.
like there's no reason to be
Yeah.
the first to finish. You don't get a prize.
Hey, Ben's a procrastinator,
He is.
as you guys know.
as we do.
But anyhow,
I think he's lazy.
a lot of I'm doing some work in the minor leagues, so we were talking about some minor league players. Our 150, 200 guys in the minor leagues, we get together and talk about our minor league players. That's what this one was about, and their progress, their what's going on with these guys now. But that's a big part of my role now is to help AJ and Josh and our minor league player development people evaluate our guys in what I see, and I'm enjoying that part of it too. Popping up to Lake Elsinore and going to San Antonio and El Paso to see our guys and really find out what we have in the minors.
All right. So we'll put it to you
Yeah.
right now. They asked in the chat. I said, I'll ask Buddy Black. Ethan Salas. And again, I know you're evaluating a lot of different people, but Ethan Salas is looks great and has bounced back and is rocketed up the prospect list. For you, Buddy, can you tell us and our audience the risk / reward of bringing up a guy like Ethan Salas at this very, very young age of 19?
Yeah, it's well, first off, he's in a really good spot, guys. He's playing great. I saw him 3 weeks ago in San Antonio where he hit his first home run of the season. He had a great series that I saw, hits, doubles. He caught well, confidence and healthy, which is the most important thing. The back is feeling great. His body's in a good spot, and he's the all-around player is showing up. So, keeping him there with our manager, who's the next catcher, is a veteran baseball guy, Chris Tremy, has been a really good thing for Ethan. The pitfalls of moving him, to AAA, it's something that we're talking about at some point this year to challenge him there in that environment. The next step to the big leagues. The thing you worry about a little bit is is it too much for him in the real big picture, right? Mentally, the pressure he might put on himself to perform. But you think about all those things. But one day he's going to get to the big leagues and he's going to catch for us. The critical point is, does he have all facets of the game covered? Can he handle the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings of a close game on the road with pitch calling and blocking pitches and receiving? The hitting part, I think, is the thing we worry about the least when he comes to the big leagues. It's more of handling the pitching staff, handling the expectation that everybody has on him, and even he might put on himself. So. The defensive side is what we're concerned about, but he's doing really well, guys, and I'm excited for all of us and for him, moving forward. But to say it's not being discussed at some point, just at least moving up a level, is it's on the front burner for sure.
Almost out of time. Did you have a favorite catcher that you worked with in your career, like one that stood out?
Jim Sundberg was in Kansas City. We got Sonny into the Royals organization, and he helped lead us to the World Series in '85. Sonny was great. And hey, tell you what, pull up his stats and look at the games caught with Jim Sundberg, especially down in Texas.
That's one of my first autographs.
Oh, really?
Yep. Wow. One of my first autographs ever was Jim Sundberg.
In the Texas heat, catching 150 games a year is incredible. But Sonny was great. He had a great feel for what was happening in game at the moment with your pitches. And I'll tell you a quick story real quick. I know we might be running out of time.
No, it's okay. We pushed it back. You're good now. You got plenty of time.
We were in Oakland, night game in Oakland. and I was pitching, and we got to the seventh inning, and he called a fastball, then he called another fastball, then he called another fastball, and before you know it, guys, the seventh, eighth, and ninth innings, I threw all fastballs for 3 straight innings against the Oakland A's on a sort of a heavy-aired night at the old Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. I threw like 35 straight fastballs to throw a complete game. And I'm obviously I didn't have a Mason Miller fastball or a Jeremy Estrada fastball. I had my fastball was 90, 91 with a little bit of carry. But I got to about my 10th fastball and I go, this is incredible. Sonny keeps calling heaters and I keep throwing and I keep getting outs. And it was one of the funnest games I've ever had was that game in Oakland. But he had the story. I mean, the point is he had great feel for what was happening in the game. Regardless of who the pitcher was for us, and he just really gave the pitcher a ton of confidence. Throughout each and every game, which I think was cool. But
fantastic.
I had some good ones.
That's fantastic.
Joel Skinner, a local guy from San Diego, was fun to throw to. Kurt Manwaring in San Francisco was great to throw to. And you know what, guys? I still got the old baseball card with Steve Decker, Black and Decker.
The battery is Black and Decker. It's one of the great baseball little name ironies of all time.
So anyway, Jamie Quirk was great too. We were close friends. He was fun to throw. The catcher a lot of times didn't bother me. I liked all those guys.
I was just saying, list the ones that you don't like by name, if you could.
Yeah,
the really bad ones that had no feel and didn't belong up in the big leagues, buddy. That's what we're after on this show, as you know. No, you don't have to.
No,
you can tell me off air. It's fine.
All right, buddy. It was great talking to you. Again, you're welcome anytime, and I'm glad we can make it work here on a Friar Friday.
All right, guys. Great hearing your voices. Keep the faith. We'll be fine. And look forward to seeing you guys down at the ballpark or next time maybe on the air.
Thanks, buddy. Special assistant to the GM, Buddy Black. We will come back. We've got our Rhino Report. And 1 hour left on a Friday with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Kicked in. You said
in.
let this one kick in.
Love
It's a
that.
good one.
Love that kick in. Is it entertaining radio if I nap here in the chair for the next?
It would be incredibly entertaining if you didn't tell us and you just accidentally fell asleep during the show.
Which you've done.
I've done that once.
Yep.
I think it was pretty funny when like Artie Lang would fall asleep on the Stern show.
Yeah, but his was it was from heroin. So I don't
you
want
have something you need to tell us.
Was he sleeping again? Oh no, he's on smack. So
We've just all had long weeks. I mean,
oh man,
home,
the lack of
here,
sleep is
Padres.
what's gotten me.
It's tough. Yeah.
Yeah. Once you get up one morning at like 2:00 in the morning, it spirals into the next day, which then spirals into the next, and you're in this vicious circle. So
Purple says Ben does it during the Rindle Report all the time.
That's
we get a
true.
Rindle Report coming. I'm usually just rolling my eyes, not sleeping,
That's
just
true.
rolling them in the back of my
It's like
head.
a little bit of both.
First, before we get there, this hour, Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. We will look ahead to the series against the Washington Nationals, which begins this afternoon at 3:45.
Okay.
Listen to baseball on your way home from work, hopefully this afternoon.
Who's on the bump?
This first matchup is going to be Lucas Giolito on the mound for the San Diego Padres against a lefty, Andrew Alvarez.
Okay. Unfamiliar with his work.
Don't know a ton about Andrew Alvarez other than his ERA is pretty good in the 2. Starts with a 2.
He's a pitcher.
Yeah.
Pitcher, lefty.
Pitches
Left
for the
side.
Washington Nationals.
Left-handed pitcher today. Well, this is what the Eco Water SoCal pregame show. Samuel
Yeah,
will have all that information.
Nah, you don't need that from us.
He's not Christopher Sanchez. I'll say that, which is nice.
He could be.
Could be. They can make him look like Christopher Sanchez.
That's what I'm saying, man.
But we will see. We'll talk more about that coming up.
I was going to look
later
up,
this hour.
I was going to look up the splits, righty and lefty, and then I realized I think they're both terrible. So at this point, what's really the purpose? This lineup needs to mash left-handed pitchers.
Manny actually does have a much higher average
On
against lefties this year. He just hasn't had many opportunities against lefties.
Yeah, well,
so
there's your chance.
And then you get one against Christopher Sanchez. It came close twice. Just didn't quite get it out. But
That's
I do
right.
think he's been swinging better against lefties than against righties. We'll see. Does it make any difference in the game today? We will find out this afternoon. We'll talk more about it a little bit later. Right now, though, let's get some headlines from Paulie. It is time for our Rindle Report.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Rindle Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Rindle Report with Paul Rindle.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Rindle Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you to Fridgewater in the chat for the kind words. He says, hey, good luck with the rock and roll marathon this weekend, you guys. Thank you, man. And we've been training exceptionally.
I'm doing the half.
My wife's running the half on Sunday.
Half.
That's the
half,
8th.
half.
You're doing the
Is that-
16th?
What gets me down to a
quarter mile?
2-minute jog is what I need to get down to. How many halves is that?
People have like the 26.2 sticker on the back of their car or the 13.1. Ben has just the point one.
0.2, 0.1.
0.1,
My wife's running the half.
I can walk.
Oh,
I can
God.
walk. I walk 70 miles playing golf.
Yeah,
but
it's
don't
true.
ask me to run in any way, shape, or form. I do not run. There is no running involved.
I would love to see you run. How far could you run, do you think? Quarter mile? You could jog.
I can't really run
What
one
are you
step.
talking
I
about?
can't run at all.
What? Yes, you can.
No, I really can't.
Paul-
If I'm chased by a bear, I'm dead.
I mean,
I cannot run. There's no running involved.
Could you run from here to the kitchen?
No.
What
I mean,
happened?
why
Like,
not?
what do you mean? What? Like,
It's
no.
It's not like I physically don't have the stamina to do it. I could do that. I don't have the my body doesn't run.
What do you mean?
I don't know what that means. Like right
on,
now,
go,
if you got
go,
up,
you've seen me.
if you got up and
I
ran
can't.
to
I
the
would
sound
I would,
space,
like,
would you tip
injure
over?
myself.
Like, what would happen?
I would injure myself trying to run.
Just jogging to the bathroom.
pull a muscle?
I mean, a jog would simply be a speed. I can speed walk for you, but like the actual run doesn't work for me. It does. I just can't do it I never really could, honestly. Terrible run.
What the hell?
He refuses.
I promise I'm going to be active and engaged on the Rindle Report right now.
Me too.
Tell me, talk to me about something interesting, Paul.
I will actually tell you about something interesting. I learned
as long as
something
it's not baseball
the other day.
Cards.
You'll get some.
Oh, we actually do have a baseball card story.
There's a story. It's a big one.
It's actually a big one.
It's a good one. You'll like it.
It's something that I would have talked about in the Rindle Report way before I
even
started
before
collecting
baseball cards, where you became
Yep.
obsessed with them.
But I want to start with this video that I saw on Instagram the other day. I was scrolling on my phone, and MLB posted a video. Shea Langoliers was doing an interview appearance on the Players Lounge podcast, and the caption just said, "How does one get a World Series ring before they make their MLB debut?"
Okay.
And I thought, that's a good question. I can't really think of a whole lot of scenarios in which that has happened, but it happened to Shea Langoliers, and he told the story. I got it for you right here.
You have a World Series ring?
I do.
Tell people, how do you have a World Series ring with Atlanta?
Yeah. So 2021, I was in AA the whole year. We actually won the AA championship, so I have that ring too. Got called up to AAA for the last week of the 10-game postseason, whatever they did. That it was kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Got a call from the assistant GM. I was on the taxi squad, so it was me. I think Christian Pache wound up getting activated, and then Josh Tomlin. So we just traveled with the team. We were there just in case, and then I ultimately was lucky enough to get a World Series ring because obviously they went on to win the World Series. So it was a really cool experience.
He was a AA catcher prospect. They brought him up for the taxi squad in 2021 for the World Series. The Braves did. Never actually got activated. Never actually was on the roster. They gave him a World Series ring anyways, and so he got a ring and then went on to make his debut a couple years later.
Pretty sick.
It's a classy thing to do by the Braves.
But if you're
I don't
him,
think you
you're
have
like,
to do that for a guy who never appeared in a game.
Right.
I'm sure for him, it's, bittersweet. Didn't actually play for the team. He's got this world. He would like one of his own where he's been, the starting catcher. I had forgotten. So he was one of the prospects in the Matt Olson trade, which, I'm sure the Braves are like, Shea Langoliers would be nice, but Matt Olson's played very
good.
well for the Braves as their Freddie Freeman replacement once he signed with the Dodgers. So, but yeah, Shea Langoliers has been Christian Pache, who we mentioned was also in that trade as well. Haven't heard from him lately.
One of those that the Jared Kelenic, I never say his name right. Those guys that you're like, there's a can't miss prospect, can't miss. Pache was that guy, and he has.
But Langoliers has been fantastic. You get 1 out of 4, turns into an all-star.
Yep.
Yeah, for Matt Olson was really good, but I can't say the A's are really mad about that trade right now. They're pretty happy probably.
Sometimes trades work out for everybody.
That's right.
Sometimes. All right, we will move on. Yes, told you we did have a baseball card story here. Now, several months ago, told you about when Topps, the baseball card company, came out with their kind of their flagship line, Topps Series 1, first main line of baseball cards for the year back in January or February. They announced that they were going to place somewhere randomly in a pack, in a box, in a case of cards, somewhere, one of those packs would have a 1952 Mickey Mantle rookie card.
Yeah, man.
Graded, slabbed
not one
up,
that they
and
just
everything.
recently
no,
printed,
not like a real
an actual original.
And it's already been graded.
They
didn't say what the grade of the card is.
Didn't tell you the
Nobody
grade.
has seen this card, but somewhere there was a pack with a redemption card. It has a code.
Oh, I was going to say, if there was a slab in a pack, you have a pretty good idea.
Sorry. So, yes.
That's a bulky pack of baseball cards.
I'll take that one.
To explain it to all the cool kids that don't collect baseball cards, yes, sometimes you may find it looks like it's the size of a normal baseball card, and it's just like a redemption coupon, essentially, that you
log in,
log in, submit the code, and then they will ship it out to you in like a year.
I've never pulled one, and I want to more than anything on the planet.
Card.
Oh, my God, do I want one bad.
Well, so that's what incentivized most people to go out and buy that line of cards was they wanted to find that Mickey Mantle redemption card, and the card has been found. This kind of surprised a lot of people this week because no viral video happened where somebody was like filming and they screaming and jumping up and down because they pulled the redemption card. Instead, they called Ken Golden from Golden Auctions, and it's up online right now. The redemption card. You are not bidding for, you are bidding for the Mickey Mantle card
because you still don't know what the grade
buying
is.
the
You're buying
redemption
the card. Yep.
It's right now live for another 30 days.
Oh my God.
And right now it is currently at $54,000.
So the person auctioning it is gambling that it's not that well graded of a card.
Right, still,
and people will pay a premium because they don't know. But if they auction it off and it turns out to be a 10,
but it won't be a 10. I
or
bet.
a 9
but
or
an
something.
8.
Yeah,
like an 8, I think I saw would be worth like $800,000 or something like that.
I think it's worth the risk, man. I do. And if let's say you spend 50 grand on the redemption card and it comes back a 2, I mean, it's still worth that at least, in my opinion.
So they're probably more than that.
Here it is. Okay, Darren Ravel had it. Okay, so just of what has been sold, a PSA 8, which is the highest they think the card could be,
right,
has sold for $1.5 million.
Wow.
The PSA 2 that could also end up getting the one you select, $90,000.
I mean,
so
now that you get 90,
what does a 2 look like? Like your dog
haggard,
up?
Yes,
yeah,
honestly,
haggard.
like it looks really, it's in rough shape, but it's the number 1 baseball card maybe of all time, the Mickey Mantle rookie card. So now the auction's at $54,000, but there's a month left. What if it's up to like $400,000? Then what do you do?
Just take your card. If you got that much money, just take your card. You know, take your card, whatever you get, whatever grade, because you're spending that money to get that card. I don't know if you're a flipper. Right? If you got that kind of money to spend, I don't know. I mean, I'd take the.
I mean, he could have bought it. He could have got the card. I don't know. We don't know what pack he got it from. He could have got it from like a $20 box.
I know. You have no idea.
I don't know, but it's at auction right now for $54,000. I imagine that will climb, and then we'll have to wait and see what happens. When somebody redeems.
I have a card up for auction right now. It's got an $80 bid, and it's, to me, I'm flipping out. Right? Like I can't even imagine having that card up for auction.
Now, if you're like me and you're not, and some people in the chat are like, just can't get into the card collecting. I will say that I had the dream that many kids did growing up, that wished the golden ticket inside the Wonka bar thing was real.
Yeah.
That you could find a ticket that would give you chocolate
for life, candy, whatever you want.
And did you not have that dream when you were a kid a few times of finding a golden ticket?
Yeah.
I mean, that was amazing. So this is essentially you're looking for a golden ticket.
There was one golden ticket.
Packs.
It's been found. Now, you would think maybe those cards would go down in value a little bit to buy them because the main prize that everybody wanted has now been claimed. But you can still enjoy chocolate even if you know you're not going to pull the golden ticket.
Yeah, you still enjoy.
Or maybe this is a fake and you still will buy the golden ticket later, like Charlie Bucket.
Like Charlie did.
Yeah, they thought they were all out and he bought one and turned out he had the real golden ticket.
God, imagine pulling that card. I can't even imagine. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Just
no kidding.
Panic.
Yeah.
Sheer panic is what would happen.
Oompa Loompas are terrifying.
They really are.
Yeah.
That was.
So we're still on the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Okay. Finally, we'll wrap it up. Little sportsy news here, but Big Brother got us again, man. Big Brother got us again. California sports fans were polled by Sportsbook Review recently, and they were asked for their top list of burial location wishes for sports fans in California. Coming in at number 5 was Levi Stadium up in Santa Clara. A lot of Niners fans said, hey, when I go, bury me there if you can. Scatter my ashes.
I don't know. Okay, scatter the ashes is different than bury.
Yeah, it said burial, but I think they mean like more scattering the ashes because I don't think any stadium is going to let you bury your loved one.
One day only. Bring your corpse and we will bury
BYOS,
it for you.
bring your own shovel.
And you're on it.
Petco Park came in at number 4 amongst California sports fans. I thought it would go a little bit higher. It's beautiful. What better place? Coming in at number 3 was the LA Memorial Coliseum. The Rose Bowl in Pasadena followed that at number 2. And the number 1 place sports fans in California would like to have their ashes scattered.
Uniqlo Field.
Yeah. In fact, Uniqlo Field,
come on out,
formerly known as Dodger Stadium.
Come on out and spread your father's ashes this Sunday with me and Oral Hershiser.
Now, I wouldn't want to mess up the field at Petco Park with my ashes. So go ahead and scatter me around.
We're all
Chavez Ravine.
We're all
make it all
cremated,
dirty
right?
and messy. Yeah.
We're all cremated.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, we're
not really my choice once I'm gone, but I would prefer
it's
that.
Literally your tree. Put it in your will.
I can.
Yeah.
I mean, if like everybody really, really wanted to have like a grave site that they wanted to visit me, I'm not going to stop them. Like I'm not going to.
Literally your call. It's not their call.
Why
call.
would I care at that point? I'm dead. If everyone's going to be more happy with me sitting that's fine. I'll I'll wear it. I'll just lay there
be
for the
honest,
rest of eternity.
Nobody's going to visit.
That's what I think too. That's why I feel like the cremation thing's probably better. But
I said it before. I want my kids
But
to
again,
have to lug me around forever.
Shouldn't the people left over be the ones who are deciding?
You should make them stuff you like a taxidermist, and then they can just carry you around everywhere.
I want them to have to drag me around everywhere they go, and be as big of a. I want to be as big of a pain in the ass to them as they are to me.
At least it says make the call, Ben, or you'll wind up in a closet somewhere.
Yeah.
If that's what people want, fine. I'm dead.
Fine.
It doesn't really matter.
Let me and Paul decide what happens to your remains.
Oh yeah, can we be in charge of that?
Sure.
All right.
Thanks.
We got it then. Weekend at Bernie's. Weekend at Benny's. Just dragging him around everywhere, taking him to all his favorite spots.
No, I'll take Ben's ashes. I'll put you up on my little bookshelf, right up next to the baseball cards that you despise.
That's right. Does it suffer for eternity?
There's my Griffey. There's my Bonds
There's my
rookie, and there's my Ben.
My little Benny. I love it.
PSA 69.
Yeah, it's your decision, not anybody else's. It's your decision.
That makes no sense.
It
to
makes
me.
perfect
To
sense.
me,
It's-
it makes no sense. It literally does not matter.
It's your
at that
afterlife,
point.
dude. You get to decide. I do not want to be in a box, man. I just can't even imagine underground rotting. Forget it. Forget it.
I don't think if you really if that was your concern, then you probably don't want to be burned to a crisp.
I want to be
either.
burned to a crisp, dude.
If that
That's what I
is
want.
really your concern, then there's nothing good that you can choose. At
Yeah,
that
it really
point.
does suck. It really does. I mean, your options are like burned to a crisp or buried, in a coffin. It's death. Yeah, you deciding takes the burden off your family. It's exactly right. It's exactly right. So you have to be explicit in your wishes. Okay?
All right.
You don't have
Cremation,
to
please.
fold for everybody all the
And I was
time.
gonna say,
You
I
can do
thought-
what
I had
you
to
want.
explain that one.
Cremation, and I don't want to be on someone's shelf somewhere.
Okay.
I would just rather,
All right.
It's fine. Just dispose of me properly.
Abandoned dunes.
That seems like a lot of pain. I mean, if you want to go on a vacation and you're already going to be there, but don't make an entire trip there just to put me on a golf course.
We'll make it rain and explicit. Paul, it's just what is that? Oh, it's our buddy Ben's ashes.
That'll get you kicked out, I'm sure.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll make it rain and explicit.
Oh God.
Done. Thank you, Paulie. Appreciate you.
You meant be explicit in my instructions, not
Both.
go to
By
explicit.
the time Benny
to be
passes away,
scattered.
that VIP room will probably be named after him.
No doubt.
He's gonna have funded
Memorial
so many
VIP.
so many degrees will have been funded by Ben Higgins at that
A
point.
lot of nurses. A lot of nurses running around the surprise area. A lot of dental assistants. I mean,
the
just
Benjamin Higgins VIP room.
elite. Oh man.
Hey there, Delilah.
So good.
All right, we'll come back. Look at the pitching matchups for the series.
Didn't we just do that?
We just did the
Oh,
one.
the
We've got
one.
two more to talk about.
All right.
Coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open. Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Conversation with Bud Black on our Friday Management Report last hour.
Here it is again.
I'll guess I'm better with it here on the SDCC fan hotline. It's not Big Bank Banking. It is better.
We haven't done that in a minute, by the way.
But I
that
promised
was so
you
good. We're
a
going to
look
replay it.
At the rest of the pitching matchups for the series. And I know everyone's dying to know that after today, Lucas Giolito against lefty Andrew Alvarez, Padres will face another lefty tomorrow as Michael King goes up against Foster Griffin at 1:05 our time. So it's the early Fox window Saturday. Foster Griffin.
He's 6-2 with a 3.63 this year.
And then on Sunday, we've got our Griffin Canning, going up against former Ray, Zach Littell. That's 10:35 in the morning, San Diego time.
Tough. I mean, what's their How are they? They're not playing well, but they're hitting really well, right?
They're
Best
around 500, I believe.
best
which
offense
is
in baseball, you
most
said?
runs scored in
Crazy.
baseball, yes.
Most
They're
runs
above
scored.
500, 29 and 28 now.
All right. So again, this is no, there's no rollover team.
Ironically, they're like the Padres. They're 10 and 16 at home.
Oh,
The
okay.
Nationals have been horrible
I like
at
that.
home. The Padres are 15 and 8 on the road going into Washington. Not that any of these stats mean anything at all, but there you go. I mean, you got the Padres who need to get going. They've always hit well in Washington. Feels like it's just been one of those places where they put up a ton of runs. It's homecoming as well for Craig Salmon, his first organization, his formative years spent with the Washington Nationals. So he'll be back there to see some people he knows probably in Washington, D.C. over the next 3 days. I saw Jesse Agler posting some of the sights from our nation's capital on the day off yesterday.
Where'd he go?
He went something Thomas Jefferson related. I don't know if he went in or was just walking around, but I saw on his Instagram stories some pictures from around D.C., Georgetown area, I think.
Heard him.
All the brick buildings.
He and Tony were talking the other day. Somebody had asked they do the question of the day, and somebody had said, hey, what's the best Easter egg at a stadium that you've noticed, right?
I didn't hear that question.
Oh, it was great. And they were talking about, did you know the Yankees' name is in Morse code on the wall at Fenway Park?
The Green Monster?
Yeah, I guess it's the Green Monster is my guess, but there's Morse code, the Yawkey name, and then the slide in San Francisco down the Coke bottle. But Jesse was talking about how he's like, yeah, we're kind of bad at, you get here, you get on the bus, you come to the thing, you go to the press box, whatever, you sit down, you start doing your notes. You don't really walk around the stadium. And I think, there's probably certain cities where they're like, nope, I'm going to be sitting in the Hilton or the Four Seasons and waiting for the game. And then there's probably cities like DC. You want to get out about and run around.
Would we say, and I'll ask the chat as well, are there any Easter eggs, like hidden things at Petco Park that we should be aware of?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think if there's anything like I don't know about. I mean, obviously the coolest thing about Petco Park is the Western Metal Supply Company building.
Yeah, that's really sick.
Is technically the oldest structure in any major league ballpark. It's older than like Wrigley or Fenway Park because it's been there since before World War I in downtown San Diego. And of course, they tore down everything around it, but they left that standing and oriented the park so it could be the corner foul pole down the left field line.
Trevor pitching to Tony is an Easter egg.
Oh, yeah, because
with
the statues line up now
really
when they
cool.
redid that in Gallagher Square.
They did mention that. Yeah, they did mention that. But it's really cool. The Morse code thing, I had no earthly idea about that. I'm going to look it up as soon as we go to break here in a sec.
And we are going to go to break. Last break. We do have some audio for you, some speculation in national circles about the Padres' interest in Tarek Skubal, possibly at the trade deadline coming up as the Tigers continue to scuffle.
Hell yeah, let's get everyone's hopes up.
Yes.
We will. Why not? I mean, shouldn't we always get our hopes up when it comes to A.J. Preller? He generally does more than we think he's going to do, not less than we think he's going to do. So have that for you coming up next with Benna Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just, here, I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
it's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee
It's going to in a second.
right here.
That is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Had some audio. I believe Buster Olney appeared on ESPN to talk about, but he was talking about Tarek Skubal and one of the teams that he brought up in the potential Tarek Skubal trade market, your San Diego Padres.
This is on pardon the interruption.
PTI.
Let's start with this. Tarek Skubal will throw another simulated game on Monday. Do you believe that the Tigers will trade Skubal?
Yeah, Tony, unless they bounce back in a big way, because they have been playing terribly, he will be traded before the trade deadline. Scott Harris, the head of baseball operations for the Tigers, is viewed by his peers as being objective. In other words, he's not going to go for a Hail Mary if the Tigers are way behind. And yes, Tarek Skubal, who's going to be a free agent in the fall, would bring back a ton of value. And if he is traded, pay attention to some of the usual suspects, teams like the Dodgers, like the Phillies. I think the San Diego Padres will be an interesting team to watch because obviously Skubal could be a difference maker for that rotation.
Yeah, and I think, the rumor is, too, you want to do it sooner than later, waiting to the last second. I mean, you get way more value if you did it next week.
4 months rather than 2 months.
100%, man. You could pilfer somebody, but then you lose Tarek Skubal.
But here's why I don't think it's going to happen.
I mean, when's his return timetable?
He's already thrown
sim game.
He's
Monday.
already thrown sim game, so it should be back soon. Buster only said you're going to be a huge haul, even for a rental. Do the Padres have a huge haul to give that doesn't involve Ethan Salas?
No.
So you're saying it's Ethan Salas to rent Tarek Skubal for.
It.
We just heard Buddy Black in our last hour say he's going to be a Padre. He's going to be a catcher for the San Diego Padres. Now, I know that's not a legally binding statement. He didn't swear an oath like I solemnly swear that everything I say is the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
You didn't see him spit in his hand and shake my hand
but
during
he did say, Ethan Salas will be a San Diego Padres catcher. Yep. Now, AJ Preller will obviously listen and will be aggressive, but I can't see him giving up someone like Ethan Salas just for a player to rent for a couple of months on a team that still has not shown that they have the ability to hit to the level necessary to compete for a World Series.
Fine. Salas for Skubal and McGonigal, and we're good, and we'll call it.
Done.
It's done.
Yeah, because then you're getting a lot of control and another good player.
Yeah.
But I don't see why the Tigers would do that at that point.
They're not. I think if you're the Tigers, as hard as it is to admit defeat, in mid-June or something, you can't have a Shohei situation on your hands. You just can't. I think they said the Angels at the time had a 5% chance of making the playoffs, right? And Perry Manassian sitting on Shohei Ohtani is the biggest fumble in the history of the universe. The biggest
Buster just said that's not the Tigers GM.
So imagine it's Tarek Skubal and prime Miguel Cabrera rolled into one player, and you have a 5% chance of winning, and you're like, I'll just sit on it. I get a comp pick or something. Like, you cannot fumble this bag if you don't think you're going to re-sign him. And if you do trade him, you do have a chance to re-sign him next year.
A lot of people will argue that the Tigers already missed their window. They should have traded him in the offseason when he was healthy.
Yeah.
When he had a full year, you could have really gotten a ton for him. But I don't know how much that's really going to hurt him. Even with the injury, I think there's going to be enough teams, 5-6 teams, that think Tarek Skubal could be the difference in winning them a World Series, which means there are going to be 5 or 6 teams that are going to be bidding against each other and bidding it up high with prospects that
crazy.
They're still going to get a huge, massive haul. And I don't see where the Padres fit in that equation.
I really don't either. And
if the market was soft and no one was like bidding, then sure, AJ's going to swoop in and grab himself a Tarek Skubal. But against top teams that all think, Tarek Skubal, he could win us a World Series. I don't think the Padres can win that bidding war.
No, I don't think so either, and nor do I think you should even entertain it. He's obviously a really special pitcher and player, but yeah, of course, anytime you have an injury concern, maybe that brings the value down a touch. I'm not sure, but if you're the Dodgers and you have all the prospect capital that you cannot keep sitting on, you just can't. At some point, you're going to have to cash in those chips, the Zaire Hopes and the Mike Sirotas and the James Tibbs. I mean, you're going to have to cash DePaula. You're going to have to cash those in at some point. And
by the way, it's just as big of a mistake to hold on to prospects too long as it is to trade them away too soon.
No question.
You can criticize AJ Preller all you want. Padres fans do it all the time.
And it's
not just CJ Abrams and James Wood. I saw people lamenting Brandon Valenzuela.
I saw it too.
This last week. Okay, great. Would it be nice to have him on the team right now? Sure. What were we going to do with him the last few years?
Right.
While you don't
trade for Fermin, maybe.
Okay, but you only have certain spots on your roster. You're trying to win. You don't have room for everybody. You can't put them all on the big league level and develop them and give them at bats.
Yeah.
Struggling at bats as you're in a pennant race. They get those in other organizations because those teams aren't good. And some of them
Blue Jays are good.
They're good now.
Yeah, listen.
They were good last year, but Brandon Valenzuela wasn't catching for them when they were good.
You missed some. You missed some trades. You guys, I don't want to say slip through the cracks, but
especially when you collect so many talented players in your minor leagues, they're not all going to graduate to your big league team. And I'd much rather have the GM that lets a few of his guys get away because he has enough of the prospects that you can't hold on to them all than the one that never had any good players to begin with. So we don't have anyone to lament that got away because we never had anyone that turned in anything, overall in their career.
Yeah, it hasn't been great. It hasn't been great catching wise here. And so, of course, you're going to anyone that you let go that turns into something good and a good defensive catcher with some pop, you're going to be kind of mocked for. River Ryan is the one that is going to haunt me for the rest of my life because you didn't get anything back. You got Matt Beatty, who was one of the worst baseball players I've ever seen. River Ryan, I think yesterday went 6 scoreless, 11 Ks. Like, he's ready to make the jump. That's the one that if you're going to relitigate things, as we go back to our opening break, Renee Sadlow in eighth grade, that's one that stings a little bit, but hey, man, you move on and try to fleece somebody next time. But at some point, you're going to have to be prudent, I think. And I think Ethan Salas for a rental is not prudent.
I agree.
Yeah.
And
Will Wagner for Valenzuela.
And I don't think it's just Ethan Salas either. I think you're going to have to throw in other things as 100%. Well to get Tarek Skubal.
I thought even more so than Salas right now, I thought Leo DeVries was the untouchable. If there's any such thing as an untouchable prospect, I thought it was DeVries. And then I think AJ Preller thought that as well for a long time.
Yeah.
And then when Mason Miller becomes available, all of a sudden things will change because you get 4 years of control or whatever.
Matt Beatty, by the way. That's the one that makes me want to take the little hammer to the side of my head.
I'm sure it probably makes AJ Preller want to take the hammer to the side of his head too.
I'm sure it does.
Now,
I'd be like, did you lose a bet?
I don't think Brandon none of us were lamenting the loss of Brandon Valenzuela.
No, not really.
You know?
Not really.
Really, I think to this point, DeVries is like the one where I think for sure that one might hurt, but it doesn't hurt because you got Mason Miller.
Yep.
I mean,
I'd like to see him pitch again at some point. That'd be fun to watch Mason Miller.
I think tomorrow will be the 1 week anniversary of the
anniversry.
Last time we see Mason Miller in a game.
Sure do miss you, bud.
Those were good times.
And I don't want to see him in a 7-2. Just to get him some work.
Baseball's funny because the start of the week you saw all the think pieces like they're using Mason Miller too much. Like, he's never been this much usage.
No.
Haven't seen him in a week now. You got to have a lead for Mason Miller.
Yeah, like it's
But the last thing you want is, we're down.
Gotta get him some work.
We're down 5-2 in the 8th. Let's get Mason Miller some work tonight.
Yeah.
Get a lead and get him in that game this weekend a couple of times. Thank you very much. All right, let's check traffic one last time, and then we'll wrap it up with the topic wheel spin or two here on 97.3 The Fan.
855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com.
San Diego, a slow spot, some brake lights westbound on the 56 before and after Camino del Sur. Past this, no problems to the 5. Joey Vlasny, Odyssey, San Diego traffic.
What is the most useless superpower?
Useless superpower.
None.
I
mean, what do we?
No. There's useless superpowers like in comic books that don't do as much as other things.
Maybe like shape shifting.
No, that'd be amazing.
But like on the list of like flying or super strength or teleportation,
super speed. I mean,
what?
What are you going to do with that?
Get places faster?
Yeah, but you're going to get there eventually anyway.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
They're all superpowers. They're beneficial in some way. We're talking about which one is the least, extra benefit to it.
Somebody in the chat says X-ray vision. Yeah, that's only useful if you're a massive pervert.
Let's say you had super speed and you could immediately leave the Odyssey building and get yourself home in like 30 seconds because you're so fast.
Sounds amazing.
What are you going to do with that extra time? You're just going to lay on your bed and do nothing.
That's exactly what I would do with an extra 30 minutes.
Like I said, fairly useless superpower.
SD Brother says Woods would just get stuck behind someone faster with super speed. You're right. Everywhere I go. I've not seen The Boys. I've heard it's a good show, Nick. He said there's quite a few. Aquaman, that's not terribly useful.
Breathe underwater.
Breathe underwater.
That's a good one. That's a good one, actually.
That's good. I like that.
Oh, thank you.
Talking to a fish. How we doing? Good.
What is the best excuse to get out of plans?
My kids. Oh my God. Oh, my kids are so sick. Sorry. Couldn't find a sitter.
My dog's not doing well.
My dog.
No, that's not a good excuse. Because people will say, really? That's your dog?
They know.
Well, do plans
they're not going to say anything. They're not going to say anything, but they know in their heart of hearts.
Well, otherwise, it's like, don't make me say it. You know why I don't want to go.
Yeah, because I committed to it and it sounded great then, and now it sounds terrible. Cat's got diabetes. That's a good one.
I mean, the one that's the best for us is I have to watch the game. It's part of my job.
I don't even get that luxury in my own home with my wife and kids. They don't care.
But you can say that, and I don't think people should really be able to argue with that. We have to.
How about this?
We're going to talk about this game for 4 hours. I need to watch it.
Well,
so
I'm watching it at my house. Come on over. We got the game on.
You're going to try to distract
What are you gonna say
me with
then,
conversation
right?
and
There you
stuff.
go.
No, I need to focus in on the game. That's the best excuse.
You know what? Come on over. I'll let you focus. Just come on over.
Why would you want me to be over
you said
there
you
just
were
sitting
coming.
there focused on a game?
You said you were coming. That's a terrible excuse to watch
Really?
the game.
You got to watch
Yes.
the game.
Yes. Yeah, it's horrible. Fake sick kids is the best excuse of all time.
I mean, my boss is making me work, but if they're not really making you work, then
Then you're
that's-
lying.
Then you're lying.
Right.
You need a real excuse that's real, as opposed to just you can lie and make up any excuse you want.
I've been really bad lately about making plans and then forgetting about the plans. Bad. Like I think
You
dementia's
make
kicking
the
it.
plans.
Yeah, and then forget.
But you forget about the plans.
I was supposed to meet a buddy today to go hit and throw and do our thing, and I had to bail on him yesterday because Bo had to be picked up early. Forgot I remade plans for today, and he just hit me up 2:30, and I go, I have my little league party. I can't. Please don't kill me. And I made him yesterday.
I know you're very busy with the kids, with work
slammed.
and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this person that you made the plans with is someone you like and is
Yeah.
important to. I guarantee you don't forget your lunch with Carlos Quentin.
No, next Thursday. No, I won't forget it. No, you're right.
Which means that you do rank some people and remember certain plans over other
He's
plans.
so mad at me. That's 2 days in a row. I'm the worst. The worst. I've always wanted to get one of those little day planners, but I'd do it for about a week and then I forget it and I won't do it.
You do have one of these, right?
I have a phone.
A phone?
Yeah. But
There-
I put it in the calendar. I don't get reminders or anything. Like it's
Well, because when you put it in the calendar, you have to set the reminder. They give you
Yeah.
lots of different options. You can be reminded
mine never works.
an hour before, 2 hours before, a day
But I
before.
dismiss it maybe, and then it like if I
You
do
could
it,
also add then alerts that causes it to buzz
It's a
or
lot of
ring
work.
as well.
it's a lot of work.
Well, if you really want to remember something, take the extra 9 seconds and set the alert. I'm sorry. I know you want to get places fast, so you have the extra 9 seconds that it's going to take you to set the reminder.
Yeah, I'm bad at it. Sorry. I always have done it really well in my head, and I don't anymore. So that
They
takes
say
the extra
memory is the first thing to go.
Bro, it's coming.
Thank you,
Telling
sweet
right
Lord. We've gotten through this week.
We did it.
It's like the longest short week in history.
See you guys Monday.
I really hope we have some wins to talk about on Monday at 6 a.m. We will see you then. Frank and Braden up next for Paulie Reindl, executive producer for Stephen Woods. I'm Ben Higgins. Have a great weekend from all of us here at San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.